Ey, ich hoffe jetzt einfach, dass mein Mikrofon laut genug ist.
Natürlich ist es schon laut genug.
Warte, hallo, hallo, Test, Test, hallo, Test, hallo, 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 hallo. Ich hoffe, jetzt klappt's. Es sollte gut sein. Warte mal. Jetzt,
Aber easy life jetzt hat, Digga. Warte, dann schau ich mal nach. Was live ist.
mm, bei mir lädt's halt die ganze Zeit.
Bei mir ist es jetzt halt live.
Ah, Park, ja.
Yo, was geht ab? Ja, okay, warte, die. Desktop passt übel.
Ja, man sieht alles.
Tschüss, Digga, man sieht alles komplett wenigstens. Geil. Boah, der Stream ist heftig, Digga. Ja, die Asiaten sind ja auch gut eigentlich, Digga. Die haben doch vorher, doch vorher Ding gemacht. Und ich mach mal dich ein bisschen leiser wieder.
Ey, bei mir ist halt die ganze Zeit Ladescreen, bei mir lädt's halt nicht.
Vielleicht wieder neuen URL oder so eingeben. Ah ja, warte, ich glaube, ich weiß wieso.
Wieso?
Geh mal auf Einstellungen.
Ja.
Ich glaube, warte. Ähm, ähm, Stream.
Ja.
Was hast du da? Plattform? YouTube Gaming.
Ja.
Dann Server.
Server.
Was hast du für einen Server? Der ist wichtig.
Primary YouTube.
Ja, den musst du ändern. Was hast du da?
Auf Backup oder
Backup, ja
Primary?
genau. Nein, Backup musst du. Backup YouTube Ingress Server. Sonst ladet dein Ding nicht mehr.
Okay. Okay.
Und dann. Aber dann musst du halt jetzt halt neu starten, wahrscheinlich den Stream.
Ja, Streaming starten. Habe ich. Hm.
Wo ist denn das hier? Fortnite, Worldcup.
Perfekt. Klappt. Ich mag dich, Alex.
I mean, little whips, man. You know, we were just killing it, little ice creams. But that event was so incredible. And just another thing that kind of came out of nowhere again, that Epic changed the game with creative. You know what I mean? It kind of popped up out of nowhere. All these people, so many people, hundreds of people here because of creative.
Yeah. And again, I know I talked to Scissors about it too. He can't believe just how far it's gone from his original runs he made to now.
Ist laut genug, perfekt.
Now it kind of inspired one of the three maps yesterday for you. What was your favorite? Was it kind of the prop hunt mode? Was it the
Digga.
Junkyard Juke, bro? Okay.
Hands down, Junkyard Juke is the most fun game I've ever played. I mean, if you're gonna go in with a crew of like 32 people, if you can even muster up a crew of 32 people, like I want that to be a playlist where I can just go and play and it just fills in 32 people. It's so much fun, man.
Nightbot funktioniert auch, hat direkt den Spendenlink
Oh, we
reingeschickt.
totally should. We should get a massive content creation squad and just go into that. It'd be the most funny thing in the world. I mean, there's nothing greater when you're a little teddy bear and you're just walking around like trying to make it in. It's amazing, man.
Hey, listen, it's all fun and games here. Obviously, the theme of this weekend. Things going on outside of the fan festival. There's also the battle.
Ich höre dich schon gut, bisschen.
Everyone here has got tickets, has the commemorative tickets. So many things to look back on and remember these moments. For a lot of people here, whether they're players or the individuals and fans who traveled, it's their first time to New York City, such a legendary, iconic place to have this major event. You see again the crowd continuing to fill on in, just getting some final things set up for the games. We can get it on.
Wie viele da
We're all
sitzen.
eagerly awaiting the start as well. So many organizations represented throughout the weekend, and I have just received the word that we want, Ninja.
Haben die schon ein Match gespielt oder nicht?
Ready to go.
I'm ready. The first big one, man. Who's it gonna be, guys? All right, I want you guys to scream out your favorite duos right now, man. Let's make some noise.
Who do you think's gonna win today? Scream it,
win, baby.
I want to hear.
Bin ehrlich gespannt, wer gewinnt.
Gibberish.
Ja, Mann.
I think I hear Mongrel, Mitro.
3, 2, 1,
Ladies
let's go.
and gentlemen, the Fortnite World Cup Finals duo competition begins right now.
Oh, Digga, jetzt kommen die ganzen... Der Asiate, Digga, ist mir voll ins Gesicht geschaut.
Der Asiate. Kevin!
The initial launch. Off the bus, man. You're fine. Someone's gonna die. Someone's gonna be eliminated. Who's gonna be the first one?
Lol, da ist doch dieser kleine 12-jährige Pisser.
Heiß geil?
Ja, Mann. Oh, Mongral habe ich gesehen auch. Benji, Digga.
Gucken Benji Fische zu.
We immediately hop on board with
Benji Fisch.
Die Quali, Digga.
Mr. Savage, and they're heading right towards Happy Hamlet, a place they've called home so many times.
Quali irgendwie voll scheiße. Jetzt nicht mehr.
Ich hab wieder Ladescreen, das... Hä?
Area is contested. You see, they're kind of split from each other right now.
Und bei mir steht bei OBS Vorschau derzeit deaktiviert. Weißt du, woran das liegt?
Nein. Ja, du musst einfach Rechtsklick machen bei OBS. Ja, da steht Vorschau, Aktivierung, steht ja aktiviert. Einfach.
Bei mir steht Vorschau ist derzeit deaktiviert.
Du kannst es ja aktivieren wieder.
Aktivieren. Ah, lol. Ja, aber bei mir ist wieder, lädt es nur.
Keine Ahnung.
Well, we just saw the first zone has been revealed, and it
Auf
is
dem iPad.
a northern side zone, so anyone in Happy Hamlet not safe. Polar Peak, Frosty Flights, Paradise Palms, Lucky Landing, all not safe.
Digga, die Quali ist irgendwie komisch.
98 players remaining
mein
right now
Livestream.
in this game. Now, we mentioned the increased material farming right now, so you're hitting a couple trees, you're getting 20, 30 materials like it's nothing. Let's shift our focus, though, towards the middle of the map here at Dusty Divot, and it looks like Landjock and Punisher go out very, very early in this first game to Tetra and, on the flip side, the new Rogue members.
Material right now, you can already see it. He's got only a match left, that's 10 builds. These early game fights are always so detrimental, you have to be
Digga, voll komisch.
very, very
Quali ist irgendwie komisch, Digga. Du musst so einen neuen Stream-Key vielleicht machen, also ganz neu, nochmal einen neuen Stream.
Ja.
Es ist halt so bei mir, dass du YouTube auch starten musst bei mir.
Was meinst du mit YouTube auch starten?
Du gehst auf YouTube, Streaming starten, dann kriegst du den Key, dann tust du es in OBS machen, dann startest du OBS Streaming starten und danach wird blau YouTube angezeigt.
Warte nochmal, ich gehe auf meinen Kanal. So, warte, Einstellungen, ne? Alex?
YouTube musst du gehen.
Ich bin bei YouTube in den Einstellungen. Wohin jetzt?
Ja, Livestream starten.
Wo steht das denn?
Ja, oben rechts, da steht Livestream und dann Livestream starten. Bei YouTube.
Warte, ich bin jetzt auf der Startseite.
Ja. Und jetzt oben rechts.
Livestream starten.
Ja. Und dann Stream starten steht da oben rechts, glaube ich.
Nein, hier steht Webcam, Stream in Klammern und dann so Beta.
Ja, Beta. Ich glaube YouTube Studio Beta, glaube ich.
Stream Beta.
Underrated landing spot.
I think you can get everything at Fatal Field. You definitely get wood and brick very quickly, and then there's definitely some metal that you can.
Wie kann ich das denn jetzt zu OBS machen?
Hä, wo bist du denn das? Hast du bei Livestream starten gedrückt?
Ja, dann gehe ich halt wieder. YouTube Startseite. Sag jetzt, wohin soll ich?
Ja,
Sag
dieses Video oder Beitrag erstellen.
Ja, klicke ich drauf.
Ja, dann Livestream starten.
Ja.
Danach. Ja, ich hab's schon gestartet, keine Ahnung.
Ja, wo hast du dann gemacht?
Ja, da steht Stream starten oben rechts, oder? Bei dir. Schick mal Bild.
So.
Ah, Bro.
Da steht da. Muss jetzt einen Titel eingeben. Und so ist
Ja, genau, Titel, dann das hier. Ja, genau. Einfach Stream starten drücken.
Play this patient. I'm pretty sure that these guys don't have that many materials, so
Ich weiß nicht, wieso die Quali irgendwie so komisch ist.
He's healing up.
Yeah, Zexro has minis as well as big shield, so we'll be able to get back to full shield. And Yuang now in a tough spot. Do I try to go?
Zex definitely can interrupt this now. He took too long to start going with the res, but it looks like he's just going to be going for the reloads, taking his time.
Thumbnail.
Might be dipping out, maybe trying to... He's definitely staying aggressive, but he's going to get the revive off, and now it's a 2-on-1 again.
Zexro staying confident though, knowing right now still at over 150 HP, the teammate has to be at 30 health. The wall comes through, trying to spray it, and it's not gonna happen, and you see Zexro...
Oh, Zexro ist tot, Digga.
Right to his head.
Ha, der Chinese, Digga, hat die geholt.
Stream erstellen.
Ja, dann steht da oh, das zweite Stream-Schlüssel halt.
Stream-Schlüssel kopiert.
Nein, nicht kopieren, drücken. Du musst den Stream-Schlüssel anzeigen und danach kopieren, also selber mit der Maus. Dann rechts kopieren. Du musst nicht auf kopieren drücken, rechts.
Ja, das ist hier. So. Kopieren. Jetzt gehe ich zu OBS.
Und tust den einfügen in YouTube. Anwenden.
YouTube oder OBS?
In OBS den Schlüssel anwenden. Ja.
Jetzt wieder auf Stream. Hier löschen. Einfügen.
Anwenden.
Ja.
Okay.
What are maybe some little tips and tricks for
weiter.
players at home who like to land here?
Yeah, all right, so there's, if you go on the boat, on the ship, every single one of the masts is like worth 200 wood, so you definitely want to go for those.
Ja, Yukiro, ich stream, Digga.
Probably less than 10 seconds. And also there are some metal anchors in town that you can get
Starte ich hier den Stream.
which is, you know, like the most valuable material that you can get. I mean, I'm just 91 players. I mean, have we talked about Storm Surge? I mean,
we haven't yet. I was gonna let
Es ist immer so unscharf und dann wird's wieder scharf, Digga. Ist bei dir auch so?
We're gonna have Storm Surge in every game.
yeah, I mean, it's gonna like
Weiß nicht, was du
This is gonna
meinst.
be nuts. If you guys don't know what Storm Surge is, basically the team that has done the least amount of damage is going to
So,
start
mal
taking
gucken, ob es
damage
jetzt klappt
until they
mit,
get above the damage threshold.
Yes, and it tells the players on their screen.
Oh, ich auch so Benji und so, Digga. Ich hoffe, die sind noch drin.
If you're used to playing at home,
Safe.
you probably have never experienced Storm Surge in a normal game, but it is very common in competitive because everyone wants to last until late game.
Okay, bei mir
earn those
auf
extra
OBS
points,
zeigt es an,
and
dass
wind
schon
up getting those
läuft.
placement points that come
Ja,
out.
okay, und jetzt musst du wieder auf YouTube gehen.
It's so scrappy.
Auf YouTube nochmal.
Ja, und dann steht da wieder Stream starten. Da stand doch Stream starten, ne? Rechts neben,
Ey, no way, nicht dein Ernst. Ich hab jetzt wieder geschlossen.
Yeah, I mean, people are not going to be able to loot. They're not
Ich
gonna
dachte,
be
über
able to
OBS sollte ich starten. Ja,
Ja.
spot is definitely going to be contested or have
ja, wenn du
rounds
erklärst, aber no
that
joke,
goes
du
around. You
hast
gotta
Scheiße
be
erklärt, das kann nicht
constantly
sein.
worried about getting
Aber rechts neben dem Stream-Schlüssel stand dann nochmal Stream starten. Dann dürftest du nicht schließen, Digga.
boom, there goes, you know, 160
Yeah,
health, man, just
stream.
like that.
89 players left now in the lobby as Twiz and Cover H, the duo, do get cut down. 45 duos remaining. The second zone has just been revealed, and again, Storm Surge will
Yo,
be after
Digga.
that. I absolutely think it's going to happen. That will be for 70+ players. So you keep that in mind as this goes on. Players who haven't really done any damage will know that they're going to be at a point where their hand is kind of be forced. They're gonna
Ich finde es halt so geil, ne?
see the game pick up just a little
Wie
bit here.
die alle einfach zusammen rotaten. Das finde ich halt so geil.
Zone, they're more than happy to just farm up this metal structure and claim it as their own.
They're actually very centralized as well.
Yep.
I mean, a really great strategy that you're going to see a lot of people going to be using throughout this weekend in solos and in duos is to just try to get in the dead center of the second zone
Stream
and honestly
erstellen.
just kind of pray that the circle is going to continue to rotate in your favor.
Genau.
I mean, I'm still looking at a lot of these guys' inventories. One guy
Ja, ich weiß jetzt nicht, ob du den Stream-Schlüssel wieder bei OBS eingeben musst. Das weiß ich
There's
nicht.
not a lot of rotation items. I haven't seen a lot of
Ja,
shockwave
das ist ein
grenades.
anderer.
I haven't seen a lot of
Ja,
shadow
ja.
bombs. I don't see any launch pads in anyone's inventory.
Dann Livestream starten
It's gonna
halt
be
dann.
such a, like,
In OBS und
rotations late game are
danach.
gonna be nuts. People
Du
are
musst so ungefähr 30 Sekunden warten und dann in YouTube kannst du den starten.
All by himself in a 1 versus 2
Ah,
as his
okay.
teammate did go down. You see Parpy and
Immer
Volks
beenden.
still quite healthy between the two of them. Over 140 HP for both of them.
Stream.
Digga, das sieht halt so aus, als ob sie sich 5-mal hintereinander drehen, Digga.
Serial count for Volks, 135 total builds.
Stream.
It does look like Letwick just kind of ran away, but I don't believe Letwick was able to grab his
Ist das
teammate's
der? Ja.
reboot card. So will basically be by himself the
Okay.
rest of this game.
Und auf OBS soll ich jetzt starten und nach 30 Sekunden ist auf YouTube kann ich auch starten.
Ja,
oder?
genau.
Stream starten.
Das war auch ein Problem bei dem Leon. Der hat sich gecheckt, Digga. Hat keinen Bock mehr gehabt. Ah, ich finde...
Vorschau wird geladen.
Skeptic, wer ist der Skeptic? Wer ist das? Klicks, Digga, Klicks sehe ich. Aber was ist... Klicks ist alleine oder was? Ne, Klicks und Skeptic, Digga.
Livestream starten. Livestream wird gestartet. Livestream wird ab jetzt live übertragen. Sehr gut. So, einmal Fortnite wieder auf Großbildschirm. Das hier weg und es klappt. Bitte, jetzt.
Kennst du die Serie, wo der Typ immer nach jedem Satz bitte sagt, bitte? Voll behindert, bitte.
Dort hier ist ein bisschen verzögert.
Bei mir nicht so.
2 Sekunden. Bei mir.
Ja, bei mir nicht.
Noch meinen anderen Bild. Jetzt.
Oha, Double Heavy, Digga.
Ah, die Quali ist gerade bei mir bad.
Ja, bei mir auch, Digga. Und danach wird sie scharf wieder und danach wieder nicht, Digga. Ich weiß nicht wieso.
Oh, keine Ahnung.
Kann das dann Twitch versuchen.
Stimmt.
And that changes the game completely. Once you hear double heavy, you can no longer sit still ever. Or if you know where they're at, you have to make sure.
Ich weiß nicht, wie es dann bei Twitch ist, Digga. Lass nach der Runde auf Twitch versuchen.
The inevitable double snipe, and when we say double snipe, it's as far as 1, 2, 3, shoot. And they both fire at the same time and catch you off guard.
Und die Quali ist echt gebad, Digga, bei mir auch.
Ja.
Jetzt ist wieder scharf, Digga.
Twitch ist besser. Holy shit.
Echt? Ja, ja, scheiße. Lass nach der Runde machen, lass nach der Runde.
Ich bin schon bei Twitch.
Okay. Ah, muss ich auch mal machen, Digga.
With Storm Surge beginning to tick in, Quentin and Lanouf now having to push a fight as Storm Surge is affecting them as well. And you see it just kind of smites them down from the heavens, and there they go.
Und natürlich ist
Getting
unsere
dropped by
Flöte
Oh, die ärgern sich
relativ
wahrscheinlich richtig.
Unfortunate for them, but again, with not enough damage done, they do fall below that threshold.
machen.
Jeez, man, Storm Surge really does just force people into some pretty tricky situations. But again, man, it just goes to show a lot of.
Stell dir vor, du hast die einmalige Chance, so WM, und dann stirbst du.
Twitch, Digga. Geh mal, der Chat verpisst sich. Wie kann man den Chat da wegmachen? Alter? Egal, ich mache eh dann.
Wieder diesen Screen.
Erstmal scheiß Werbung, Digga, bei Fortnite. Jetzt hat, Digga. Ist schon Fortnite, oder live? Wie viel schauen bei dir zu? 55 Millionen. Bei mir.
Was ist?
Und 300.000 schauen zu und 55 Millionen Aufrufe, Digga, bei mir. Doch.
Scheiße, Digga.
Digga, Twitch ist ja 1000-mal heftiger, Mann, Digga. Sie haben mir Twitch nicht gemacht. Ich hab doch gesagt Twitch, Alter.
What the fuck, bei mir ist es wieder am Anfang irgendwie.
You're attacker right now already getting beamed, spamming the spacebar, trying to make it difficult as possible to hit. He sees a lot of, look at already trying to figure out right now where's he gonna land. Look at all these people who are already boxed up, they're already creating these tunnels, more shots coming down.
Ich hab wieder mein
And he's gonna be able to make it 8 grenades. So that's gonna be, I mean, if he can get in a position where some players are already getting focused on the outside, 8 grenades, he might be able to clean up those kills too.
Yep, that's right there. They do box up in time. Did take some shield damage, but thankfully they have some minis to replenish that in just a few brief moments. As there's a clip say, now using them, he's got his teammate right next door as well. Medkit, so they're going to pop that too. Every little bit of HP matters. Saving the campfire for the late game, it appears.
Ronaldo save the campfire.
In the elimination feed right there. Here's a look at Mongrel earlier, which is duo Mitro. They're set up currently in this zone. 68 players left.
Klappt wieder
Love
nicht bei
watching
mir.
this guy play, man. I'm serious. I mean, here's, you just check his inventory. Oh, he got 2 guns right now, which is inventory rifle and a combat shotgun, so he has no spray guns. All right, spray guns are, you know, anything to an SMG, tactical assault rifle, SCAR, anything like that. You know,
Hast du schon bei dir Ding gemacht?
Pretty quickly
Bei OBS? Geh mal bei OBS.
Very difficult.
Ja.
Look at that.
Hast du schon Bildschirmaufnahme, oder?
Two slurps. 5 chugs
Gerade
left.
ja,
They already
aber
have a
ich
slurp
möchte
ticking.
jetzt
This is
nicht hier irgendwas
insane.
Super close
zeigen,
to the
weil
zone
das
as
sieht
well. They
erstmal
don't have
aus.
to move too far.
Yep, and material
Weil
wise,
bei
look at
mir
that.
hier auch, wenn ich
135
jetzt
total
auf
builds.
YouTube Live
They're in a
Control bin, dann
fantastic
lädt
position
das
to
die
make some
ganze
noise in
Zeit.
game number
Du
1.
musst halt bei Auge gehen und
The slipstream slowly
Ja,
inching
keine Ahnung.
towards where it begins to
Das
shut
Auge.
down Ninja, but
Fuck.
with so many slipstreams still available in this current zone, a lot of players are going
Welches
to use.
Auge?
Ja, Digga, ich kann es dir nicht erklären, ich bin schwul. Du hast Auge bei dir und den Schloss hast du offen, oder?
Welches Auge? What the fuck?
Ja, das bei OBS. Bei Quellen. Das Auge da.
Ja.
Ja, das hast du und danach hast du den Schloss so offen, oder?
Ja.
Ja, das ist dann normal, Digga, keine Ahnung.
Aber bei mir lädt das nicht. Bei mir in YouTube.
Ja, ich weiß, keine
Auf
Ahnung,
YouTube
Digga.
lädt es einfach nicht. Auch wenn ich jetzt hier neu starte, meinen Kanal und meinen Livestream angucke, dann lädt das einfach nicht.
Musst du wieder
Gefühle sind das 5 Sekunden.
müsstest ja, müsstest du wahrscheinlich wieder neu starten, ich bin mir nicht sicher.
Still
Den Stream
alive.
komplett.
With good rotation, luckily.
Definitely has a bunch to, you know, to be able to play with. The next
Lass das.
Storm Surge has begun to kick on in. Metro, 12 damage below, will have to begin to put shots down range. The
Als ob-
zone pushing
als ob das
as well.
Metro ist,
So in this
Digga.
position,
Ach ja,
with
da,
the
das
zone
ist
at their
Metro.
back, Metro's goal, spray at players who have to push from the zone. They have one way they can go. They can't afford to take storm damage. They've got to push right at him, and Metro knows that. Now begins the fire. Dubs just below as well. One of the players who qualified.
Und dann scheiß einfach drauf
multiple
mit deinem
times.
Stream,
Two
Digga.
solos and then once a duo.
Ja, ich habe auch
They also have some great rotation. 2 ballers still intact. And here's the thing, you just mentioned all these players who are going to be rotating in, being forced to rotate in. Everyone knows that.
Very little ammo though. Look, these are the last 9 assault rifle shots.
Du könntest theoretisch im Internet OBS auf PS4 aufmachen, oder?
Only 80, meaning combined between the two. They
PlayStation
really
geht
only have
das
about 150 shots
Okay.
to work with. The zone still pushing. 61 players left. Reminder, folks, this is game number 1 of 6 today in the duos competition. Dubs does go down as a player got that back wall and he wasn't quite ready for it. Mega frantically backing on up, trying to create some space. Will he be able to go?
He's gonna
Fuck
go
die
for the
junges
back
Mega.
there. He's got
Have
shots.
the sword surge on.
Jungs, ja.
Trying to be aggressive. Oh, he's still below, right? He's gonna need to
Yeah.
be aggressive. He won't even have time to revive his teammate. His teammate got finished actually,
shit,
so
das
he's
ist
got
ein bisschen
all the
laggy.
shields in the world. He can get back up to full health. Storm Surge is still ripping him apart. That slurp is barely keeping him alive.
Hitting him for 25 damage every time it winds up ticking. There it is again, dropping on in. Mega's hand is forced. Some big damage right there, still below. As players are continuing to drop all around, but Mega doing a solid job of keeping himself alive right now.
Tschüss, Digga, mega übel.
Fantastic composure again, one of the young players on this stage.
Übelst,
looking to try to
übelst die Edits drauf gehabt, Digga, ne?
Champion.
Bis Savage und Benji leben.
No more dubs.
Nice.
The duo
Still okay,
down,
so now
and
he's
now above.
finally above.
Yep.
Finally above, and guess what? The most important thing to realize, guys, look at that rotation. Yes, he's alone. Yes, his teammate's down. But he has an incredible kit to not only make it to late game, but maybe even clutch this win out. He dropped the shotgun.
Okay, there you go.
Got the combat shotgun, one of the greatest shotguns to have late game.
Fuck, ist
Does
dieses
incredible
Game
damage,
laggy.
long range and close
Ja, ein
range.
bisschen, Digga, aber ich glaube, das ist bei jedem so.
Ja, das bei-
This is
die Übertragung von denen ist richtig laggy. Mickey sieht das ja auch. Ich guck mal bei Mickey.
Das ist auch bei ihm laggy.
And this is where things are about to get serious, guys.
Thomas drops some ammo right there for his teammate. Inclusion, and
die
you see
gucken halt
Thomas,
den
that
Stream.
epic infantry rifle, one of your favorite weapons.
Ja, das
what
ist
is
genauso
so
laggy.
good about that assault rifle?
It 100% rewards
Stumpy lebt.
pinpoint accurate players, right? There's no bloom necessary.
Ja, ich schaff's einfach weiter, Digga.
Is right on their head,
Ja,
boom,
ich
you're gonna get that headshot. You're gonna get 80 points of damage.
Ich schau dann vielleicht bei Trimax oder so zu.
Legendary in the Epic, have 10 shots
Mickey
instead of
ist
8.
das.
So I mean, it just packs a
Ist es
punch,
auch
man.
gut bei
It can
Mickey?
really catch players off guard, and that's
Ja,
exactly
das
what
ist
you're going to need
genauso.
when you're playing against these top players who
Ah,
will
shit.
literally
Komplett
build
den
and
Stream.
protect themselves when they get shot once.
Folks, there are 45 players left in this very, very small zone. We are now on our 6th storm. You see, it's about to begin to
Digga,
move,
wie viele
and players will
leben.
frantically have
Wie,
to
warte,
go
warte,
across the
wie
map.
viele? Wo steht denn das?
Zayt and Saf right now to
44.
they should drop
45
down,
Leben noch.
exactly where they have to
27
go. 44 left in
Sie-
this
Savage
one.
Benji am Leben.
Mitro auch.
Mitro auch. Mongrel ist down.
Oh, nur Mitro, aber scheiß drauf, Digga. Mitro ist geil. Aber jetzt ist voll gute Quali und so.
Jetzt richtig geil.
And we know high ground is everything
Ronaldo.
in competitive Fortnite late game. Everyone frantically
Ronaldo ist
moving away
auch
from the
da.
common
Ja,
enemy
es
of
leckt bei dem
everyone.
wahrscheinlich auch ein bisschen oder so, keine Ahnung.
Macwood
Nate
taking zone
Hill.
damage. Daedra as well. King.
King,
slowly
Digga.
bouncing on through with the shadow bomb and
Moin, Maeve.
does land. Yes, but taking no storm damage, just playing right on the edge. Yeah, right on the edge of the zone right now.
Jetzt
Will
leckt's
just
wieder
stay
übel.
boxed up for a brief moment. As now
Digga,
there's
der Typ ist
36 players
unsicher.
remaining. Stompy in the elimination.
Ronaldo, Digga, der heißt einfach Ronaldo.
Gets the elimination from the top left to keep
Jetzt
track
wieder
of your
un-
favorite players. There's so
schlecht
much is
verteidigen.
going on. This is what
Yo,
tunneling is. When you hear
shit.
players, when your
Yo,
players mention
this
tunneling,
fucking
this is it
lag,
right here.
Digga.
You move with the zone, you tunnel your
Der
way,
hat aber
you give
4
yourself
Kills.
cover, but not a lot of materials left.
Wie ist denn die Punkteaufteilung?
And this zone is
Weiß ich
stacked,
nicht.
but look who's
Ich glaube wie im normalen Arena, oder einfach?
Mr. Savage and Benji Fishing.
Mr. Savage im Highground mit Benji.
Oh, yo, what the fuck, dude? Nice. Ah, sind runtergedroppt.
Chicken am Leben, Mitro auch. Wo ist Zombie?
Savage hat Highground, Savage hat Highground. Savage hat einen genockt, Digga. Savage hat einen genockt. Savage hat zwei genockt.
Benji hat auch einen.
It's all Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage in the elimination feed
Ja,
right
Mann,
now.
Savage, Digga, Savage.
Left in this one. But 20 duos, there's almost no duos remaining.
Ey, die haben so Herzklopfen safe.
Oh, fuck, Digga, Savage down.
Mitro full HP.
Savage, Digga. Egal, Digga. Die haben eine gute Runde gepackt.
Ja, ja.
Oh, fuck, Digga.
Die haben schon 6 Kills, also 6 Punkte.
Oh, das ist ein Medkit, Digga.
He's got 10 total builds. 10 total builds. He's just trying to outlast as many players as
Warte,
possible.
Benji,
Remember these placement
Mitro,
points. We've made it into our
Savage
top
ist
10
down.
duos. Now into our top 8. Zayt and Saf now. Zayt and Saf now on the high ground. One of the few, the only
Zayt,
duo
Saf,
left.
high
This
ground.
has a Zayt and Saf win
Benji
written
Fischer
all
unten.
over it.
Mitro noch am
Mongrel's
Leben,
duo
gut HP.
was all by himself from very early on, still alive in this one. 40R Storm now getting beamed. Can the North American duo of Zayt and Saf close this out? Raining down fire from up top. You see the frantic...
Nein, Benji's down.
Benji
Schade, Mann.
down.
Schade, Digga.
Mitro and
Die haben mehr als
Snarl
6
on the low
Punkte.
ground.
Mitro.
Shots still coming on in. Zayt and Saf just sitting pretty.
Just got a double, I think.
What?
Tries to get it
Mitro.
done, not enough.
No, Mitro.
Hey, die haben sich beide gleichzeitig gekillt, oder?
Game number
Kann
one.
sein.
Zayt hat gewonnen, Digga.
Zayt und Seth.
Aber die gewinnen echt
shit.
oft, ne, Zayt und Seth, ne?
Die sind richtig, ich hab die auch schon oft gesehen, die sind richtig krass. Jo, sein Keyboard.
Talk about a monster game number one. You saw the immediate reaction. They
Ja,
know how
Digga, die dürfen alles mitnehmen, das finde ich so
and I've
geil.
watched so many games of competitive Fortnite, Ninja.
Wie Isa und Kamo, Digga, sind die auch dabei oder nicht?
Isa,
When they get the high ground like that, they said,
Also der ist nur, welche Deutschen sind denn, deutsche Leute sind denn da?
Stompy, Schinken, Aqua, Isa.
Aber Aqua ist nicht im Duos, oder?
Aqua weiß ich nicht, aber Stompy Schinken ist im Duos.
Ja, safe.
Ist im Solo.
Ja.
Und er hat gestern getwittert, GG, seit 3 Wochen kein Solo gespielt. Alter, guck mal, wie geil das ist, wenn... Digga, die erste Runde Worldcup in Fortnite und du gewinnst die.
Ja, Mann, Digga, ich würd so heulen, ne?
Ich hol mir kurz was zu essen. Bis gleich.
Absolutely. But the fact that they made it through those storm surges, even with them not getting very aggressive, they had 0 elims down to those final few moments. Mr. Savage and Benji Fisher, we have to talk about them for a second as well. The European young duo, they were on the high ground. It was
Oh, bei mir ist es schon etwas verzögert, der Stream, aber egal.
The shockwave grenades as well, and they had no healing left.
It's unfortunate.
Ist aber
to
YouTube,
have
Digga.
a group full of these players who are literally the best in the world. They know exactly how to win, right? So if they don't have the high ground, they know that whenever there is a moment that they have to shoot the high ground out with rockets, shockwave grenades. I think that's actually what happened. I think someone shockwaved up and knocked them off the high ground.
Yep.
But when you have shield like Zayt and Napdate at the end there, and that high ground, I mean, it's over, man.
What a sigh of relief for
Incredible,
those two.
incredible first game. And we're only just getting started.
We're only just getting started. Remember, 6 games being played today in the duos competition, in which $15 million will be rewarded. Tomorrow, we do it all over again, except with solos.
Okay,
so you want
I'm
to stay
back.
glued to the streams here for the Fortnite
Ich hab
World Cup
Ventilator
Finals
angemacht, ne?
live
Sagt
from
er
New
nicht.
Mir
York
ist
City.
mehr verzögert, Digga, so 10 Sekunden. Ich weiß nicht wieso.
Als bei dir?
Ja.
Als bei dir?
Nein, mit dem Stream, bei mir etwas verzögert.
And we have a
So.
group full of
Ich weiß nicht
players
wieso.
who are literally the best in the world. They know exactly how to win, right? So if they don't have the high ground, they know that whenever there is a moment.
Ich bin kurz AFK, bis die neue Runde da anfängt, Digga. Ich komme gleich wieder in 10 Minuten.
Ja.
Die labern eh jetzt bestimmt erstmal 10, 15 Minuten, oder?
Ja, ich bin... Wenn du da bist, red einfach.
Ja.
Da.
6 games being played today in the duos competition, in which $15 million will be rewarded. Tomorrow, we do it all over again, except with solos. So you want to stay glued to the streams here for the Fortnite World Cup Finals live from New York City. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Get involved in the conversation. Send a Ninja and I your thoughts after game number 1. Who surprised you? What are you looking forward to in games 2 through 6? For me, other things I noticed, man. You've got to be on your A game when it comes down to taking note of where you are with the storm surge. Those were longer storm surges that have lasted than I've ever seen before.
I've honestly never seen Storm Surge affect the game so much.
Yep.
Because here we are having 80 people left after the second circle. So you know what I mean? Like, and these guys, they're not going to let you hit them. You know what I mean? And if you want to put shots on these guys, it's going to be when they're flying in the air, rotating, which you also expose yourself to a sniper shot. You know.
Absolutely.
High risk, high reward, man. Right?
It's
Let's see how these guys change. I wonder if the guys who did get hurt a lot by the Storm Surge, are they going to make changes in the second game? Are they going to be a little bit more aggressive and trying to deal some damage as they rotate? That's what I want to know.
That's a great way to think of it. I know there were so many people that want to give their thoughts on these games, but over at Unreal Island, we've got our very own Sundown with his thoughts on game 1.
Thank you so much, Courage and Ninja. And the first match of the duos competition is over, and the Victor Royale's experience wins out. We talked about Energy Zate and Ghost Saf and how they've been playing so long together, and that endgame was a prime example of textbook Zate and Saf. We're gonna re-roll it one more time, and we're gonna break down kind of how they were able to keep the control. Now, pay attention right away. You can see on the backside, Saf has one angle while Zate is going forward, and they're moving back over the tarps they've already established, but the angles they take make sure they're covering everything. They hear the shots below, they're putting the fire down towards them, and Scarlet is able to pick up Mitro, but doesn't have enough to get out. Zate and Saf, 5 eliminations, Victory Royale, 15 points, showing that their competitive experience, their experience on stage and at major LAN events is winning out right now. They say nerves, what nerves? We might as well be playing at home on our own stations because they are just that good. Match 1 is over. Time to get back over the stage for match 2. Ninja and Courage, take it away.
Thank you very much, Sundown. Great stuff as always there from Unreal Island outside of the venue, enjoying the event themselves. But again, game number 1 in the books. Obviously, so many updates to see exactly where we stack up. In the end, those final moments can be so hectic. So before we hop into game 2, we will have a standings update for you all at home. Who do you think's up top of it right now? Well, guess what? It's Saf and Zate, but...
And Benji, Mr. Savage, man. Just incredibly clutch solo moves and plays.
Both of our predictions.
Both of our predictions. And they're still up there. Guess what? Imagine when they're healthy and when they actually get some good rotation items. I'd love to see how they're going to play in the late game, man.
Placement points so key. You did a great job pointing out Mitro at the end. Not only does he stay alive, not only does he perfectly use his materials and his movement items, but he somehow finds 5 more limbs, putting his team from probably an abysmal game 1 to top 3 in our leaderboards. Again, here are your standings from game number 1. Dubs and Mega, they wound up making it through as well, and that's because of Mega staying alive too.
Absolutely, incredibly talented duo, man. Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing what Aiden can do, and Sean, so hopefully they step it up in this next game. Game 2 is about to get on its way, man. Are you ready?
I am ready. Ladies
ready?
and gentlemen, in this sold-out arena, are you guys ready for game number 2? Oh yeah, they are. Oh yeah, they are. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The battle bus has launched. Game number 2 of the Fortnite World Cup Duo Finals. is underway.
Again, I'm just going to keep saying it, the most nerve-wracking part of any competition, but definitely Fortnite for me, is the second you jump out of that bus.
Yep.
Right? Once you hit the ground, once these players hit the ground, they're going to definitely have hopefully less nerves, going to get back into the flow, back into the farming mentality. And man, I'm looking at these llamas on my screen, I'm just hoping that they find them. There's nothing greater than finding the new upgraded llamas at 350 mats.
Dude, they're insane. And they're everywhere. And look, wait, can we look at the map? Look at the north side. You've got 3 llamas in a very small area.
Llamas.
And many players have gotten better at spotting llamas from very, very far away.
I mean, the one thing I tell, I was telling my teammate Malachi, I was like, listen, man, sometimes you just actually have to tell yourself, hey, we should probably look for llamas as we're flying in, because usually you're looking for players who's going to be landing next to you. But if you actually keep an eye out for that adorable pink, purple, and blue llama,
and there's one.
I mean, look, you're just going to get rewarded with shield, rotation. There's shadow bomb storm, campfires, minis. I mean, these are incredibly valuable.
And remember, materials get capped at 500 of each type. So when you get 350, it's done its job for you. You can spend much less time looting and, farming, and much more time looting. And look at Zay perfectly using the Shadow Bomb Ninja. For players at home who are wondering how he just used it for way more than the 6 seconds it actually lets you use it for, explain a little bit of staying on the side of the mountain.
Yeah, all you have to do is just continue that jump animation. That's going to trigger the double jump. And as long as you don't touch any solid ground, you're going to be able to continue to double bounce back and forth, man. It's an incredible, incredible use of the shadow bombs, and you're probably going to see a lot of players do something like that in the late game off of other people's builds, and which is way more difficult to do that off a mountain, by the way.
For sure, as we now take a look.
That storm is far,
side of the map, and the storm is very far. Great point to bring up there. We can see on our side, the zone right now basically gets cut off at Dusty Divot and Neo Tilted, and the rest of the north side of the map are in play. So everyone near the middle and south side will have to move, and you see in the elimination feed very early on, Elevate does get cut down. So a tough start for the duo from 100 Thieves right there, as you've got to wonder if Arkram's still alive. Either way, though, Daedra and M11Z
looks like they have players
down in Loot Lake. In Loot Lake, Lucky Landing, and they do have a duo nearby.
Looks like they're trying to obviously back away while continuing to farm up. Lucky Landing is not really a 4-person landing. When more than two people land here, one of them is going to be leaving a little bit handicapped. And Yu Wang in a fight right now, popping that last big shield, so all of his damage that he will take from now on will be permanent unless he gets an elimination and gets.
Look at how good these stink grenades are right now. Scram and Mexi have lost so much HP off the start of this one just from getting ticks. The spray does come on through. A third party, though, beginning to shoot down on a Yu Wang. So another player putting their attention towards this fight.
Trying to line of sight
at Snobby, but KBB does go down. It's now Yu Wang all by himself, and no materials left, Ninja.
He can't even take a wall.
They're really, this is an abysmal position to be in. Yu Wang knows that, trying to fall back to his teammate to maybe sneak a revive, but I just don't see.
A lot of these players really are kind of hesitant, you know what I mean? They don't necessarily want to push. There is a third party now. They don't have a lot of shields.
Are they going to
get
get off
the right play?
They're going to push forward.
Yu Wang, no shields. And he's going to get the double!
Oh my god!
He's going to get the double and the revive on KBB. And there was some delicious
Holy shit, wie der die...
Oh mein Gott! Ja, die gefickt hat, Yu Wang, Digga!
Takes them down. The
Kevin!
Kevin! There was some help. The shots that came in from that third team.
Schon wieder eine neue Runde oder was?
Ja.
Digga, ich dachte, die labern erst mal 20 Minuten erstmal oder so. Oh, boah! Heftiger Shot, Digga.
Haben halt die Runde gestartet, nach der Runde, haben die kurz geredet, so ein paar, 2, 3 Highlights gezeigt und dann ist direkt die nächste Runde gestartet.
Boah, ich hab so Bock, Alter, auch mitzuzocken, Digga.
Die wird direkt kassieren.
Nee, Mann. Du hast ja die besten PCs und so, Digga. Oh! Oh, der ist genockt, der ist genockt.
Braucht die HP.
Nimm die Comet, nimm die Comet. Ja, er nimmt die Comet, Digga. Ja, Mann. Guter Junge, Digga. Guter Junge. Ich hab so Bock mitzuzocken, ganz ehrlich, Mann.
Mach mal eine Roomtour. Check mir.
Oh, oh, Punisher, du Pisser, Digga. In die Fresse, Alter. Scheiße. Punisher mag ich nicht so irgendwie, ich weiß nicht wieso.
Oh, wie ich es feiern würde, wenn Kam und Isa jetzt ersetzen würden.
Ja, Mann, Digga.
Sie soll mal ein bisschen mehr von Stompion.
Aber morgen fängt ja Solo an, ne? Da wird's noch interessanter, Digga, finde
Da
ich.
sehen wir Isa.
Ja, und Lecce sogar. Oh ja, nice, Digga, den Trapkill, Digga, in die Fresse.
Er braucht die HP, Digga.
What he's doing right now, which is branch out, continue to build these little 1x1s with pyramids, try to confuse your opponents of where you actually are healing up.
Skeptic just 8 builds left. They're trying to
Alex,
stay
schick
alive
mal
right now. They do
mach mal
have
eine
the
Rune
number
schick mal
advantage.
nach.
Fast has
Nee, Mann, nee, danke.
one mini. And
Mach
it
mal
looks like
bitte.
they're gonna go for it
Das macht
right
er
now.
auch.
They made
Das
the
ist nicht
call.
sauber, Digga,
Build out,
deswegen,
but
nee.
no. They back up
Meins
for a
auch
moment.
nicht, hä?
Finally gets a shotgun.
Yep.
Geh scheißen.
Now as well. They want to go for the second elimination. And oh, he takes the
Oh, he took the L.
Did he just
Er
take
macht
the
dieses
L
L
real
in die
life?
Kamera.
Homie, this is land. This dude's gonna come over.
Drama.
Wenn er jetzt kassieren würde, Digga.
Campfire down.
Drama, oh mein Gott.
Mitro und Mongral, Digga, oh, die ficken die. Komm, Digga, fick den, Digga.
Mitro und Mongra sind Dritter. Benji und Savage sind Fünfter.
Oh, Mitro hat ihn gefickt. Oh, die beiden gefickt, Digga. Oh,
Mach mal
du
den
Schwuchtel, Alter. Mach den Scheiße, Digga.
That kid. Gold scar, gold combat, heavy shotgun, or sorry, heavy sniper rifle for taking opponents.
Holy shit.
Oh, Mikro. Oh, Digga. Oh, der kann nichts machen, Digga. Der wurde so gefickt. Skeptic, Digga. Ist es der Face, oder? Face-Typ.
Keine Ahnung. Aber er kann man kassiert. Aiden.
Wieso haben jetzt die Kamera nicht gezeigt? Wieso haben die jetzt die Kamera nicht gezeigt?
Von dem Typen, ne?
Ja, ne?
Now a 2 versus 1. Aiden and Sean. Look at how weak Sean is though, Ninja.
Sean has absolutely no health. A little bit of shield.
Combat, Digga, nimm Combat. Nimm die Combat, du Pisser. Ja, Mann. Sehr gut, Digga. Aber jetzt ist die Quali voll gut, Digga. Oh, 10, 50 HP, Digga.
Players no shield left are going to try to put the pressure on. Sean has health, and look how aggressive they're being. They're both one hit. They can actually grab.
Wie die sich alle immer rausschleichen, Digga.
Ja,
Oh! Oh, Aiden, du
die Maschine.
Oh, Aiden, Digga, Controller ist da. Auto-Aim ist auch da.
Big shields. Aiden's got the full health.
Incredible, man.
See the stats so far this game. Aiden has done 434
Boah.
damage, has taken 312, and he's near back.
Boah, Sim braucht übelsten Medkit oder so, Digga.
Ja.
Every time the camera goes on, there's a big cheer from this sold out arena.
700 Mets haben die.
Oh, da vorne sind auch welche bei ihm. Oh, das sind Verbände, Digga, der braucht die.
Oh ja.
Yep.
Da rechts sind auch noch welche.
Aber die, Digga, die sind alle irgendwie voll aggressiv, spielen die auch, ne?
Man muss die Leute halt unter Druck setzen.
I love it.
Die rechts sind im Baller, das hat man gesehen.
Wobei, bräuchte echt die Verbände, Digga, das war wichtig.
Hat er doch.
And what's kind of funny with this zone, as you see it on the bottom right side of your map, the
Ich bin immer irritiert mit den 55, das sind 55 mal 10, oder?
outside of the map.
550.
550, ja, okay.
If you kind of sit outside and wait for players to move
Oh,
into the
die da
slipstream,
hinten
you
sind
might be able
Full
to deal a
HP.
lot of
Ja,
damage.
Mann.
And remember, you might think,
Nein,
oh
auf jeden
well,
Fall.
there's no way you're gonna get that elimination. I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying 3 damage for Storm.
Megen.
Ich weiß nicht, Digga.
It is gonna happen very, very soon here. We're about a minute away.
Ich würde die nicht pushen, Alter, also wenn ich das.
Nein, nein. Oh, Stinker.
Aber falsch getaggt.
I guess that's a testament to our observers.
Oh.
Great stuff to them. Sizzlock does take a bit of storm damage
Das Ding
right
ist,
there. Chug splashes in the
Das ist
inventory.
Worldcup, man kann da nicht einfach so leicht durchziehen, die haben alle heftiges Aim.
Ja, ich weiß schon. Aber es sind alles Tastaturspieler, die haben kein Auto-Aim.
Ey. Die Chalechi.
Lecce, die zocken noch mit Auto-Aim.
Ja?
Ja. Also Lecce auf jeden Fall, Isa weiß ich nicht.
Also, du meinst, das sind alles Tastaturspieler.
Keine Tastaturspieler. Aber die spielen ja nicht mit, Digga. Kein Controllerspieler.
Mongral hat heftiges Aim. Auch mit AR.
Spielt jetzt ein Controllerspieler mit oder nicht?
Aiden, hä?
Aiden, ja stimmt. Also das war's, oder? Nick Merckx? Spielt er mit?
Keine Ahnung, Stomp hier hinten im Ball. Schinken lebt auch noch.
Mograno Mitro, ja, Digga. Die sind ja auch heftig, Digga.
Die sind halt einfach Dritter.
Hey, wie der Typ da hinten immer so rumläuft, Digga. Der kontrolliert, ob die nicht hacken oder so, ne?
Ja, muss ja.
So they're in a position right now
Job
where they have a
kriegt mehr
pop-off
Geld als du.
performance right here. With only 6
Fürs
games
Ziemlich, Digga. Ja, Trimax bekommt auch noch mehr Geld, Digga, als die Spieler sogar vielleicht.
Absolutely. I mean, they were only 2 points
Yeah,
away
try
from first,
mix.
and they didn't even win the game. And Mongrel went down early before placement points were even rewarded. So, Sean and Aiden in another fight with Quinton and his squad.
Monta
Sean
just
trying to
supported
take
Creator.
Haben die überall 500 Mets? Können die nur haben oder mehr?
materials.
And
That's
he's
a
out of
big thing.
materials.
Nur,
So he can't
nein.
even spray right now.
Ja, 500.
Spray an AR,
Überall
and
500.
be effective against top players if you're actually trying to
Er hat 0 Builds, Digga. Was will er replacen, Digga?
Trapped down low to bait Aiden, but Aiden does not
Ist
fall.
schwul?
Seasoned veteran trying to cover his back.
Oh mein Gott! Hä, Digga, was hat...
Bombs dropping, and there's one a limb.
Oh, 100er! Hä, Digga! Wie bekommt er die Hits, Digga?
Er hat 2 HP. Aiden. No, nicht
Get out of the
viel.
stinks. They've got to get out of the stinks.
So weak 2.
Look at how weak they are.
And only they can get both Sean and Aiden. I think that's exactly what they should. They split up. Now he's trying to take them one by one. Get pushed by more than one person.
Ah, Alter, der ist so voll knapp. Hat er sich verpisst, Digga.
For the duo. Damage down.
Oh, ey, den der Pistol. Ah, safe hat er den nicht gehört, Digga. Safe hat er den nicht gehört.
Can he clutch it? Only 2 HP.
2 HP.
Picked up some ammo.
Sean
Now
holt's
with the
nicht.
minigun.
Ich glaube, der holt's nicht, Digga.
Way more healthy. And obviously there's
Da sind 3 Leute.
around as well. So
Ja.
looking
Ja,
for
okay.
high ground, smart play, but he's out of meds.
Also,
26 hat er noch.
Got what he's got. Yeah, we both freaked out.
Put himself in a nice pyramid. For those of you guys who don't know what a
55,
brick
yeah.
or a metal pyramid.
Big thing to know. Look at the zone. He
Digga,
wants to
Aiden,
push.
Digga.
That's it.
Aiden schaut ihn so
That's
zu,
it. He
Digga.
wants to push.
Er hofft,
He
Digga.
has 52 health, but the zone is right at his back. He's
Natürlich.
gotta go. Don't even worry about storms.
Reicht,
Storm
hä?
surge. They're
Getting beat from
446
the
above.
side as
Oh,
well.
das war...
Has a shot.
Oh.
du ne.
Ja, er kann nichts machen, Digga.
Being in any competitive game is being weak, low materials, low health, and being forced to push in.
Every time you watch Aiden and whoever he's playing with, they are always the most aggressive.
Aber weißt du, was
here.
frech
If you
ist?
remember the famous moment, I think for me, arguably one of the
Top
most famous
10
moments
bis
in
Top
competitive
50
history was
kriegt
the
jedes Duo
Worldcup Aiden
100.000
duo where they made it a
US-Dollar.
big bonus about a year ago.
Das ist frech.
And a crowd
Ist doch
popped
geil,
off.
Digga.
They're always scrappy getting into
Ja, du musst
eliminations.
einfach nur
Here,
anwesend
the
sein.
stat
Du
popped up for a
kannst
second.
Platz
Aiden and
99
Sean
werden
had done
und du kriegst
680 damage in the game.
$50.000.
The
Ist doch
average
geil.
in the lobby was 80.
Ja.
Deswegen wollte ich ja auch mitmachen, Digga.
In this lobby already, unfortunately though, when you fight
Oh,
down,
wie er
there's a
gesprayt
chance of you
wurde,
going
Digga.
down. Speaking of potential fights, here's Sizlucky and Brush, who we saw earlier on in the last game at Fatal Fields struggle to stay alive. Now in another
Ich frage mich,
tough
was für ein
spot
Ping
as
die
they're
haben.
both low on shields.
Ich weiß es nicht.
Decent rotation items, 2 shadows
Ja.
and launch
Oh,
pad.
man,
Yeah,
Ravi,
I always
oh.
wanna keep
Oh, Gamitro, so eine geile Position, Digga.
shadow. One shadow
Oh mein Gott, die haben so geil replaced, ne? Das Haus.
those placement points that you need.
Die haben halt Glück gehabt mit der Zone.
Yeah, some eliminations.
Oh, Mitro, du geile
As I said
Sau.
with Aiden,
Oh, Digga, Mitro mit seiner legendären Ding, wie heißt nicht, Scheiße, Minigun.
we can say that Aiden squad is not
Stimmt,
doing
lol.
anything different.
Er hat einen
They're
Jump
incredibly
Hit.
aggressive.
540 sogar fucking Munition, Digga.
But they were weak.
Mitro, Digga, soll die ficken jetzt.
Muni haben die gut.
Also Moni, Digga, die können halt endlos sprayen,
Metz
Digga.
hatte auch gut.
Where the leaderboard is at the moment.
Zone hatte auch.
143, 50, 50, 50, die sind fast voll, ne?
Die
sind voll.
He's not exposed right there, right, Ninja? He's peeking through his build.
Correct. As you guys are moving through a pyramid, you hit edit on it. You cannot be seen, right? But you can also see through it. It's a very amazing feature.
Digga, Digga, er soll links aufpassen, Alter. Ja, okay, gut, dass er gemacht hat.
Ultimate Battle Royale experience, man.
Ich hab's schon selbst gedacht, Digga, was macht
A
denn
lot
der?
of damage, and he's still gonna be rotating. Rogue taking damage as well. Thomas gonna have to make some plays.
Ist der Chinese noch am Leben, Digga? Der Hyowung oder wie der Scheiße.
And this storm is kind of moving a little bit away from Pleasant Park, but it's once you have
Wird
a high
irgendwie
ground
für ihn,
balance in play,
Alter.
I mean, I'm wondering if it's gonna go north.
There's 3 high ground
Savage.
mountains in play. And,
Really
Benji.
mixes it up late
and
game.
a drone
Bei
ship.
Mitro.
Wo sind denn die eigentlich genau, Benji? und
Those are brilliant to use.
So.
Oh, absolutely. If you
Aqua ist doch da. Da steht Aqua, Digga.
be an ultimate high ground on
Ich
the
seh
map
nicht.
without
Hä?
having to
Hinterm
place
Berg war
any
grad
hits.
Aqua.
It's incredible.
Ja?
You can't
Zwei
snipe
hinten.
from above and you
Hinterm
can
Berg.
do much damage as well. Also,
Die Pfeile.
incredibly difficult to shoot players that are up
Steht
there.
Aqua drauf,
It's
Digga.
important to know
Aqua ist
that after
da.
the fifth circle closes in,
Say,
those
Digga,
areas
die
will stop
zwei
you.
heftigen
You don't have
Typen,
any
Mann.
rotation to get down, glider, redeploy,
Yikes.
anything like that.
Die gehören auch zu meinen
That's a
Favoriten.
massive yikes. You have to pray
Ja,
for
Mann.
it,
Haben die?
launch pad down underneath it somehow,
Gut, nicht so gut.
And
and go for it.
yeah,
Just
but
risk it all.
Digga, 4 Thanos-Granaten, Mann.
that up now. We talked about our
Ja,
game
das gut,
flow
aber eine
winners
graue
and teams
Eier.
from the Victory Royale, which is again 10 placement points, the max you can get for placement in these games. It was Zayt and Saf. And
Sind die Zone?
currently
Ich weiß
set
nicht.
on
Nein,
up
nein,
in
die sind
the
nicht in
zone for the
Zone.
moment.
Übel scheiße eigentlich.
Are they the yellow team in the mini-map? I mean, they're close enough for sure, I can see. I think, no, actually, no, they gotta rotate a little bit, but look.
Ja, Mitro muss auch noch ein bisschen rotaten. Die zwei müssen auch noch, aber die auch nicht so viel, ne, Mitro und so.
Ja.
Ich weiß nicht, ob die Jump-Hit benutzen. Ich glaube nicht. Da Mitro ist hier in dem Ding, Leute.
It's like he's waiting to pop those heals till his teammate comes in.
Yep.
No, he missed one.
He did miss. No, teammate's full. Teammate's full.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Geez.
Teammate's full.
Now I was playing with Myth the other day.
Lol, der hat nur eine SMG und eine Pump. Ja, okay. Ich zocke eigentlich auch immer nur mit SMG und Pump.
Again, it seems like some tension there, but we continue to move on in this fight. This is game 2 of 6, folks. The matches will be going on throughout the day.
Chinken, Stompy, Digga, full live.
Players left in this one, 35 duos.
Die sind auch richtig heftig.
Du hast Chinken chillt da unten, Digga, der Disconnect oder was?
Stell dir vor, Game am Sturz, mitten im Game.
Jack, I have a question for you, man.
Yes.
Da musst du so aufpassen, Digga.
What do you think is the play to rotate in?
Halt wirklich nur Discord offen haben zum Reden. Oder Teamspeak und Fortnite.
Ja.
If I'm in a position where I know I need to make some ground up on the leaderboards, I want to rotate early and try to begin to spray back on the opponents to get some free eliminations. If you get the zone on you, you begin to just build on up and get
Savage, ich sehe Savage. Alleine Savage ist alleine. Benji ist down, glaube ich. Ah, der hat full life wenigstens. Ah, da ist der Chinese wieder.
Kevin!
Ich mag ihn voll übel, Digga, irgendwie. Schau mal seine Fresse an.
And it's definitely a very delicious loadout. Anyone with a heavy sniper and a blue SMG in a combat.
Ah, jetzt fängt's an wieder zu laggen, ne?
When KBB did go down, so they're still in this one because
has that beautiful blue combat where he clutched it with, man.
Yes, he
Hat er Aimbot oder was? Wieso kann er da durchsehen? Er schaut halt genau mit der Heavy Sniper dahin, wo der ist, Alter.
Chinese.
Ich glaube...
Er sieht wahrscheinlich durch den Edit.
You guys saw the pyramid. This is exactly what Jack talked about earlier. You need 2 walls, 2 layers protecting you from one of those walls so that double sniper will not take you down.
But they've got the tools.
Die haben, glaube ich, Stormschaden, oder? Komm, nee.
And this zone ninja,
it just moved over a mountain, man.
It just moved
Drüber.
out of the
Fast
side.
genau
The safe zone is right now. It is moving in towards Pleasant Park. Guys,
Moral, Digga, der ist so konzentriert, Digga.
players still remain, by the way, in a circle this small.
3 Punkte haben die schon mal.
They're just trying to get as many limbs possible as people are rotating in.
Petro on the bottom right of your screen with that minigun has 631 bullets to spray down with Mongrel in a fight. Gets one player weak, but does have to back up.
Didn't get the clutch. Someone else stole the kill from him.
Hat er ihn bekommen oder nicht? Ich weiß es nicht.
Nein.
Still have a launch pad, but again, when you're
Beide sehr low.
like this, low ground, they're getting sprayed with nothing but grenade launcher shots and frag grenades, and they're both going to be eliminated.
Beide down, Digga.
Airwax just went down.
Beide down. Schade. Aber Savage ist noch am Leben, ne? Zayt und die auch. Wenn die jetzt nochmal gewinnen, ne, Digga, what the fuck denn?
Wenn die jetzt gewinnen, dann haben sie so gute Chancen, die 3 Millionen zu holen.
A gold combat shotgun too, man.
Zay and Saf
Uncontested.
That's one of those risk versus reward plays that can help set them up.
Ja, Mitros Minigun und Ding.
Blue too, man.
Heavy Sniper.
And we know that was juicy loot.
They're making a statement saying, listen, we're from NA, we're here to play. Taken out,
Guck mal,
they didn't know they took him out.
die haben, er hat angefangen mit einer grauen AR und jetzt hat er eine goldene Combat.
Both have 2 shotgun grenades and they're gonna go. He didn't get it though. They try to get both at the same time. Gonna be flying and this is it. Another massive rotation gonna be taken to the center of Pleasant Park.
Leckt schon wieder rum, Digga.
Bei Mitro und Mongrel als alten Bild.
Pretty good right now. The question is, are they gonna keep mid ground, go for low ground, high ground? What's the play?
They didn't get the full launch pad. He might have to use his own. Yes, he does again, and that actually works out. He hits his head on something, which takes him down from having to, fly all the way up and get beamed. As they're going to challenge high ground right now. Zayt and Saf looking to do what many would think was impossible, which is win back-to-back games in the stacked lobby. Just saw Falconer in the feed as well. Arkrum with an elimination too.
Rotate, ja. Ja, solche Rotation, Digga. Solche mache ich auch immer. Die gerade immer.
3 points if you make it in the top 15. which can be the difference between
Das ist voll schwer, Digga, mit Controller.
What are they gonna do? Are they gonna prioritize rotation in and not taking damage?
Weil du willst die vordere Wand nicht immer platzieren. Die ist voll schwer, dann rechts und links die zu platzieren.
Shotgun shots, AR shots, someone suddenly taking the high ground on you. So
Aber so eine Rotation ist voll gut, wenn man die kann.
Ja, ich hab's echt geübt, Digga. Ich weiß, wie das geht.
Weil man muss jetzt nicht unnötig immer was ändern und so.
Oh!
Er ist High Ground.
Seid der High Ground. Bin jetzt wieder High Ground. Hinter ihm! Oh, er ist tot! Self ist tot, ich hab's ihn gesehen mit der Schatten, ey. Das hast du auch gesehen.
Auf den oberen geachtet.
Ja, bei Self war einer mit Schatten, genau hinter ihm.
Cease has been by himself since the first moment of this game when Elevate went down at 98 players remaining and he's somehow still alive. There goes Mega. You've got Darox and Item on the low ground. Vorwin getting chopped down as well. Zate with about 100 HP. Uh-oh. Here comes Vinny and Zexro. They're trying to challenge for the high ground.
Keys right now being held in the storm with 5 eliminated. He's going to be eliminated from the back.
Er ist down, glaube ich.
Zate taken down
Na,
as well.
ja, doch,
Snappy
er ist down.
still with the high
Oder hat
ground.
Lag bekommen? Hat er Lag bekommen oder was?
TSM crew looking good and they're going to take it. They just took high ground.
Savage ist weg, oder? Wo ist denn Savage?
Shockwave as well. Vinny as well as Zexro on height for the moment. 5 eliminations so far. They're putting their names in the hat
Also
for
die haben
potential
Top
victory
7
royale in
geschafft.
this game.
Savage oder was?
Now with eliminations back to back.
Nein.
4 players left
Zed
in
und
this
Zed.
one. Zexro and Vinny spraying from the high ground. It's a 2 versus 1. The
Keine
player
Mist.
right on the edge of the zone. The shockwave into the air. And he's gonna drop on down.
Ja, er wird sterben, Digga, er wird sterben.
Coming on in. It's not enough.
Zexro, easy. Ich bin auch für den.
TSM takes game 2.
Für jeden, der einmal gewinnt.
With style.
Hey, Mann. Zexro ist gut.
You love to see it.
The victory royale and 7 eliminations. Look at that. Vinny's hype and Zexro
Er
looks
hebt so den Arm
he
hoch
was
und
so
checkt
got
es.
his fries on a fast food order. Why am I thinking about food?
Oh my, you know, Jack, it's pretty expected at this point. But God,
It's unreal.
two NA teams have taken game 1 and game 2, and honestly, I think that we can all say that the teams hyped up the most.
Ich weiß aber nicht, wie Savage gestorben ist, finde ich scheiße, Mann.
They've also been performing well. They still have so many points from eliminations.
Yep.
Oh, Digga. Die beiden, das war so ein geiler Shot, Digga.
Vinny pop off, man. You love the pop off. So hyped. And Zexro's about to start cranking 90s or default dancing in the lobby.
Ist er Deutscher Zexro? Nee, oder?
That's what that focus is. That reminds me, I've been in this situation before.
Der erinnert mich wie den Deutschen, irgendwie.
Hast du gesehen?
That's a top teammate,
Der
man.
Typ hat gar nicht gesehen, sein Teammate, dass er einschlagen will. Der nimmt er so seinen Arm und schlägt ein.
The energy in here is insane. I am looking around and there are thousands and thousands of people filling up the Arthur Ashe Stadium live from New York City.
Bizzle ist auch noch dabei.
Again, my name's
Bizzle
Jack
ist auch
Courage
heftig.
Dunlop, joined by Tyler Ninja Black
Digga,
for what is the first ever
wir werden bestimmt, Dinge, Mitro. Oh, mein Controller, Digga. Wir werden bestimmt Mitro und Mongral, Digga, der so heftig gefickt worden werden, Alter. Das war immer, Digga. So.
Don't even want it to end, man. I could be here all night. These games are incredible.
Yep.
And just listen, if you guys are watching at home, you guys want to be here, right? You guys want to be competing. Take
Mann, Savage, Digga.
Watch how they build. Watch the fights.
Am Markt getwittert, Finanzamt guckt gerade auch die WM.
Finanzamt, ja, Mann.
Nein, warte, hör mal zu. Finanzamt guckt gerade auch gerade die WM und feuert die Deutschen an. Alles für die Steuerzahlen.
Thank you so much, Courage. I appreciate that. NA showing up and taking care of business. Games 1 and 2, Vinny and Zexro with a fantastic in. Both together, which is an incredible thing, right? Walk me through the just in
Lisa
game for you
twittert,
guys.
Storm searches fucking everyone up.
Because of the noise, but we're just really good at playing together. Like we're the longest
Ist der
duo
Typ
that
for
have
Satan
played together.
Death?
So,
Hat
yeah,
Bizzle
it's not
getwittert.
Ja, aber du musst ja nur Schaden machen an Gegnern, Digga.
Back to you, Ninja and Courage. JD.
Thank you so much,
Oder die Gegner machen Schaden an dir.
Du holst den Französischgewehr, Digga. Und fix, macht's übelst viel Schaden damit, Alter. Ein Schuss, Digga, hast schon 88 Schaden, Mann.
playing and practicing. Guess what? They just took the game number 2. You gotta be pumped right now, man. Once you win one of these games, you can't let up, though. Again, and that's why I love that energy. Zex was immediately just, I felt like he was just talking about, what are we gonna do next? Hey, man, good job, we won that. Let's do it again, right? How are we gonna change, maybe even do better somehow, get more limbs.
Aber Ninja ist doch auch qualifiziert, oder? Mit seinem Teammate.
Nee.
Stop.
We have our standings after game number 2. Where are things playing on out? It is still Zayt
Sind so schlecht, oder?
Safe und Zed sind immer noch Erster.
Wir hatten auch viele Kills.
Zexro and Vinny with that performance go
Mongrel
from 0
Fünfter.
points up to 17 Ninja.
Vor wen?
And that is the beauty.
D-Rocks
of how this
Item.
plays on out.
D-Rocks,
Anyone can have a pop-off game
Achter.
and come right back.
Fünfter Mongrel Metro.
Still in your top 5. As well as
Weißt du, Savage und Benji sind jetzt nicht da.
Ja.
Snappy and Red Rush all there.
Aber wir werden noch hochkommen, Digga. Die machen jetzt eine 20-Bomb, Digga. Benji 15. Ist auch nicht so schlecht.
Just take a look at the points, Courage. You got
Top
11
15
points, right? Benji and Mr. Savage, they fell out of the top 10. But
Ja,
look
Mann.
at that. Storm and Epic Whale, 12 points.
Schinken
Ace,
16,
everyone wants
Stumpy
these 12
16.
points, 12
Gut.
points, 12 points. All they need is 2 or 3 points, 2 or 3 extra eliminations right there, and boom, they'll move up 6 places. You know what I mean? So it's still anyone's game.
Hä, die sind doch Deutsch, oder nicht? Oder? Schinken und Stumpy.
Österreichisch, aber.
Ja, wieso wird da Amerika angezeigt und keine Ahnung, da ist so ein scheiß Stoppschild, Digga.
Österreich. Schinken ist wahrscheinlich Amerikaner von Muttersprache her.
Achso.
We are just 1/3 of the way through
Ronaldo, Digga.
today, but I know we've had a lot of fun up here, Ninja.
Hey,
What
geht
an
doch moin.
absolute blast. Ladies and
Happy to
gentlemen,
be here, man.
can we give a round of applause to Ninja for hopping in for some guest casting? What a great job.
Thank you, man.
Always a pleasure, brother.
Pleasure to be here.
That's going to do it for us for now up here on the caster desk, but I know Zeke is down on the floor with some notes for you all.
Thank you guys so much, man. What an awesome
Wie die tanzen, Digga.
and Zay locking down the lobby to Zexro and Vinny just coming in super clutch. And of course, guys, you've been here. We got to see Ninja. He got to go ahead and commentate some games. So what I want to know from you.
Der Typ bekommt so viel Geld, safe auch, Alter.
Der war auch richtig oft bei einem Cast dabei.
Ja, der bekommt so viel Geld, mehr als...
Let's pretend I didn't ask. Have you guys been enjoying yourselves? That's what I'm talking about. Obviously, we've got quite a bit more games left to get through, but
Wie viele haben die noch?
if you've been watching for a long time, you know I'm a big fan
Keine Ahnung.
of
Machen die circa 10 Matches heute oder mehr?
Ich glaube
And
8.
I like to say Fortnite fam. That's
Echt?
my thing. That's what I
Das
do.
reicht dann sich für 3 Stunden.
And you know, there's actually a lot of people from around the world that have come here to compete, to watch, to be part of all of this. And I thought, what better way to give back to you guys than to teach you how to say Fortnite from all around the world. So in just a moment, we're going to take a look at a video, and I can't wait because this is actually the first time I'm seeing this. A lot of work went into making this happen. So I can't wait for us to watch this together. Let's take a look.
Hello Fortnite fam.
포타이트 팬 여러분들 안녕하세요.
Yes, Fortnite.
Oh.
Ne ho detto Rio.
Kör Fortnite folk. Jag är fan med Fortnite.
Oh, Benji! Ich meine Savage.
What's up, Fortnite fam?
포타이트 팬 여러분들.
안녕하세요.
What's up, Fortnite fam?
Hey, 저는 Fortnite fan.
Pipi!
What's up, Fortnite fam?
Was geht Fortnite Freunde?
关注，等着我们。
Oh, es ist Schinken und
What's up
Stumpy.
Fortnite fam?
Yo, what's up, Fortnite fam?
Are you trying to do the floss?
Sorry, I'm texting.
What's up Fortnite fam?
What's up, Fortnite fam? What's up, Fortnite fam?
Alles klar, Digga.
Fortnite fam?
E aí, galera do Fortnite?
What's up, Fortnite fam?
G'day, Fortnite fam.
Bonjour, comment ça va les fans de Fortnite?
G'day, Fortnite fam. Cheer up, Fortnite fam.
What up boys?
Isa war da auch bei gerade.
Bei dir ist verzögert, Digga. Ich bin schon längst fertig mit der Scheiße.
That was even better than I thought.
Ja, ich auch.
Just embrace it. We,
Ach so.
as a collective, as a Fortnite fan,
Wollte
get
nicht
used to it.
unterbrechen.
We're here to stay. Now, guys, you know, there's a few more things I want to take a look at before we hop back into the next game. One of the things to kind of do if you're here or if you're at home, you've been watching, Ninja actually had a pretty
Aqua, da
dope
siehst du den.
hoodie, a World Cup kind of exclusive hoodie. Would you
My
like
Rocks.
one of those things? Would you like one of the crazy World Cup shirts that we have? You can totally get your hands on one. Head on over retailroad.com. Get yourself a nice shirt. We've got some hoodies. We've got hats. We've even got the little
Sie haben ja
drone.
gerade
That's the
irgendwas
battle
von
bus. It looks
retail.com angesprochen.
amazing. The top balloon is
Die haben
actually
auch
the drone.
Controller
So you've got the
rausgebracht,
bus that's literally flying around.
Welcher? Wer?
You best believe I'm
Fortnite.
gonna pick one up and mess around with my family. They're
Kannst
not
du Link
ready for
schicken?
it. But there you go. There's some on your screen. Also, that drift shirt, by far,
Direkt
my
bestellt.
favorite piece of merchandise ever.
Spaß.
Those of you that really do know me, you know I love Drift. He's easily my favorite character. But just some cool things. If you're looking to get some World Cup exclusive thing, go ahead and take a look. Now, for those of you who have also been watching kind of all 10-week qualifiers long, you know we love Golden Boy. And there's actually one thing specifically he was kind of telling people as we were going through interviews, and that was, hey, when we get to New York, you're going to be in my hometown. Let's catch up and get a slice of pizza. Now, I know you're thinking, wait a minute, Zeke, what about like everyone else? Why is it just Golden Boy? Well, he's a Golden Boy and he's selfish and he wanted the pizza off for himself. Get called out. That's right. Now the world knows. But a few of those players actually took us up on the offer. They went out
Wie
to
viel
some
mal
pizza.
Duos
They had
und
a nice
Solos
town.
zocken die
Let's take
eigentlich?
a look together and check this out.
Keine Ahnung.
Irgendwie habe ich gesehen, dass das schon lange dauert, Worldcup.
New York City. We got the Statue of Liberty, Central Park, the Empire State Building, and the first ever Fortnite World Cup Finals. I couldn't be more excited about the greatest Fortnite players from around the world coming to my hometown to duke it out.
Ich finde es gerade nicht.
But before the action started, I took World Cup qualifying players Aiden and Chinkin out to show them the Big Apple, starting with PC Gaming Cafe Waypoint.
What's up, boys? Welcome to Waypoint.
Auf Twitter.
Good to see you. Good to meet you. Good to meet you. All right, fellas, let's go and grab a drink. Let's go. All right. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here in my hometown, New York City. Thoughts on it so
Stimmt,
far?
steht da so Essen auf dem Tisch und die dürfen das nicht essen, Digga.
I'm sorry, but also, welcome to New York. That's kind of the way it is.
Echt 6 Runden, Duo nur.
From in Austria.
Als ob.
And the population.
Da haben die schon 2
I
gemacht.
think it was like 40,000 people
dir
in the
Link
train
geschickt.
that you were in on the way here.
Probably.
Yeah, so, now I want to talk about the competition at hand because obviously this is going to be the biggest opportunity, I would imagine, of your lives. You're going to be playing in front of a massive crowd. Is there a way as a player that you prepare for that?
I don't think like there's a way to like prepare for it.
Yeah.
But try to like calm down, not get like nervous, not get shaky and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we should be good. Like
it's still crazy having like a live crowd.
Yeah.
I try not to take tournaments like too seriously. If I play relaxed, I feel like
Du hast mir noch nichts geschickt.
I remember when everyone's like, this guy looks like he's just chilling on his couch at home, the casters, and it was like, I was just relaxed, you know, and just I feel like I played better.
Okay, so gentlemen, we're going to be heading off to some different sites around the city. We're going to go to Washington Square Park, so let's go and check it out.
Das ist ein Merch und das ist der Controller oder was?
All right, so now here we are in Washington Square Park, gentlemen. And I love the fact that we've conveniently set this up. I don't know what these pieces would symbolize.
I don't know.
I'm not too sure. Is it like king or queen?
Ich finde aber den Controller nicht. Ist er ganz unten oder was?
About competition. You guys are potentially going to be facing off against each other. Have you thought about that now?
I don't know. I just don't want to feel the L2 spam like.
Oh, you don't want to feel the L2 spam?
I've watched them play a little bit. Him and Stompy, they're very like, I've seen them play aggro before. It's pretty scary. So
Bobby?
if you have chemistry where you can play without even talking, you guys know what you're gonna do. That's like, a team like that's gonna win. So
what you guys are going to experience this weekend, this is the first Fortnite World Cup. You're going to be playing for millions of dollars potentially. Has that even set with you guys yet?
even if it's not me, I'm thinking there's gonna be millionaires after this tournament. There's gonna be millions.
Hey,
I try not to be. I'm not like greedy about it or anything. It's really
Stell dir die
nice to see
Controller nicht.
people that nobody know about and they could just.
Keine Ahnung, ist halt.
All right, I'm going to dive more
Haben die
into that,
gepostet auf
but
Insta und
I think it's
Twitter.
time to get a slice of pizza.
Hey, guck mal auf Discord. Take you out for a good pizza. We'll get some pizza. To give everyone
Siehst du
pizza.
mein
I'm gonna
Screen?
show up
Ja.
with 2
Guck
giant
mal.
boxes of pizza. Say I won't.
Du siehst ja, ne?
Say I won't.
Siehst du hier oben rechts?
I kept telling people,
Warte mal, ich muss es größer machen.
I want to get a slice of pizza with you. You know, all the players, and they all ignored me.
Ey, Quali
You
ist
know?
anders
So thank
scheiße,
you
ich
guys so
sehe
much for coming
nichts.
out. I really appreciate it.
Da
Obviously,
steht
this has
60
been an
FPS.
incredible journey for you all.
Das
You're now
niedrigste
on the precipice of one of the
32
biggest
Grad
events
und
in
das
the history
höchste
of
60, aber
all
es ändert sich.
competitive gaming.
I'm happy that it was a
Nice.
fair chance for everybody, you know, open qualifiers.
Yeah.
You could have no exposure, but if you're good, you get in the tournament. So yeah, I'm just really thankful to be here, and I'm gonna enjoy my time here.
Benji
we
und
just try to
Savage, ne? Erstes
make
Game
our
haben
fans
die
happy.
reingehauen,
I'm really
zweites
looking
Game
forward
sind
to
die
play on the stage in front of 100,000 people.
Do you feel like the fans and
ich hab
how they've
Messi
been
Savage schon
supporting you
gesehen.
all on this road to this, do you feel like that adds a little bit to this pressure?
Honestly, it gives just more support for me. I feel more like happy to be here when there's all these people, whether they're rooting for me or other players.
Ey, die labern immer noch, Digga. Schreib mir mal, wenn die fertig sind mit der Scheiße.
Bigger and bigger every event, so.
Fellas, best of luck at the Fortnite World Cup this weekend. Seriously, nothing but the best for you. But we're in the thick of things here in New York. So I think we got to get some more pizza. You guys down? All right, let's do it.
New York's got everything, and this weekend, most importantly, it's got the Fortnite World Cup. Now that these two have had their slice, let's see how they handle the competition.
Das ist krass.
Good guy, golden boy. You gotta love him. You can't not. He's just the best, and it's really cool that he got to go out, hang out with Aiden, get some pizza, and just tour New York. You love to see it. You love to see it. Now, guys, there is actually a dynamic duo that we want to talk to. We actually have Jordan Fisher standing by. He's going to be chatting with Nix and PF Zin. These guys qualified back from the Brazilian region.
Geht's jetzt weiter oder was?
Got some things to say. So, Jordan, let's go over to you.
Thank you, my friend. I've got Nix and PF Zen here. Nix, you have been absolutely dominating in the last few weeks, especially where the solos and the duos are concerned, being the first Brazilian player to qualify for the World Cup. Can you talk to me a little bit about the dynamic that the two of you share as part
Digga, wer ist denn das, Alter?
Nix, você estava dominando nas últimas semanas, principalmente para os qualifiers da World Cup. Você pode falar um pouco sobre a dinâmica de vocês?
Eu e o PFzinho costuma jogar bem agressivo e tentar pegar o máximo de eliminações possível.
PFZ and I, we try to play as aggressively as possible and get as many eliminations as we can.
As you should in the name of Battle Royale, right? Now, PF Zin, you seem to balance out the fiery kind of loose cannon nature of Nix, who is obviously a dominant player, kind of helping him set up for a solid
Sexro, Digga, ist übel gut
what's
auch.
it been like to work with such a young and fiery player like Nix?
PFzinho, você parece que
Als ob die nur Duo 6 Runden spielen, Digga.
O estilo bem incendiante do Nix. Então, como é que é isso para você?
Ja, ich dachte so 8 oder so,
fazer
wenigstens.
esse lado mais balanceado da dupla.
Basicamente eu tenho uma role de suporte, então eu meio que fico nas backlines e ele vai na frente. Quando a gente tem o high ground, por exemplo, ele tem a função de ficar embaixo matando todo mundo.
My high ground, boy.
Basicamente é um lado mais estratégico, enquanto ele é o lado mais agressivo.
Basically, I have more of a support role. Whenever we're in high ground, I'm just more in the background, supporting him. Like he has a more aggressive role.
Setting him up.
Yeah.
To fire the loose cannon at the end. It reminds me of the very W key in a West that I play on all the time, and that has really, just got me cranking my 90s on a
Crank on my 90s,
about
bro.
Courage, right? Am I right? Back to you.
Whoa. Jordan, it's back to me. Come on, Courage, he's just found the chicken parmesan. Someone whispered the word and he went running. You hate to see it. Also, big shout out to Nix and PFZen. I actually chatted with Nix very quickly. He walked up and was like, "Hi, I'm Nix." And I'm thinking, this guy knows how to talk. So I talked a bunch of stuff, told him how much I loved him. Turns out he didn't understand any of it. So I had to get a translator and tell him that I love him. But that's how things go. Now, of course, guys, I know what you want. You want more games. We have 4 more on deck. So I think for now, we're going to send it back up to Golden Boy and Monster. They're going to get us into these games. So how's CJ Mike Realm? Play us in.
LOL, jetzt kommt einfach so ein fucking DJ.
Der telefoniert.
Arthur Ashe Stadium. Golden Boy alongside Master Deepface, Boricua Boys back at it again, looking to bring you the fun as we have games 3 and 4 on
Wie
deck.
viele Caster sind da noch, Alter?
This has been one of the most exciting events I've ever been to. That game one was ridiculous.
Wo ist der Savage, Digga?
Insta.
No, it didn't. I thought for a second there we're going to see back-to-back performances from Zay and Sap. And I mean, we honestly did.
Aber das ist doch irgendwie voll scheiße, Digga, wenn da vor dir immer so eine Kamera ist, Digga.
They were performing. We saw them cut it all the way through, and it's that level.
Stell dir vor, du musst dich mal kratzen oder so, Digga.
And making it all the way through the top 10 and being a World Cup.
What I've loved seeing is that standings page, top 10. International through and through. You got the Japanese players popping off, European players popping off, players from New Zealand. Everyone's putting in every little bit they can. But folks, it's now time for game number 3. The
Endlich,
players are
Digga.
all loaded up in the battle bus, and we are about to take off.
Als ob Nick Merck sich nicht qualifiziert hat.
Much closer to raising the trophy and being your Fortnite World Champions of Duos. Here we go.
Easy, jetzt geht's weiter.
Golden Boy, because we are jumping into game 3 as these cameras populate. Your favorite competitors are here. They've made it this far. It's the duo competition. If you were nervous before, hopefully they kicked the bucket over the.
Oh, das NRG-Zeichen sieht übel geil aus, ne, bei Benji und Fishy.
Bei dir sind jetzt die ganzen Kameras, Facecams weg. Oder 6 Rows.
Ja, 6 Row jetzt ab, ne?
For the bus here, it's going to be a north to south one going right over that ice biome.
Oh, die Lamas. Zwei immer richtig nebeneinander.
And Vinny and Zextro, I'm very happy that they're.
LOL, die Lamas werden angezeigt.
Ja.
Aber 2 nur, oder?
Lagoon, Polar.
Aber ja. Lonely und einer fehlt noch. Einen habe ich nicht gesehen. Ich habe nur 4 Stück gesehen.
Lazy und Polar.
Okay.
And I'm just bummed out about that. Good to see them here showing up, man. That's huge.
I mean, that's what you expect of our competitive veterans, specifically Zextro and Vinny. They go back to as many of the LAN tournaments that we've seen. As does Zay.
Oh, wie den gelasert hat.
In here we have UN KVB. He's going to take down Mexi. Is Scram close by? Is he close enough?
Stimmt.
And this is a battle going down in Snobby Shores. So off the rip here, we have players getting dropped. That's actually going to be our first elimination. Lucky for us to catch that. But there's
so ein Pisser, Digga.
From the Viking Island right up above.
Ey, da war doch
and he just kind
Also, der war genockt.
Sweeps him up, catches that full elim there. So that's his now. Yeah, a little toe-to-toe action here, Golden Boy.
Er hat keinen Shot, der hat
Wenn er ihn jetzt genoscoped hätte, Digga. Aber wieso hat er genau... Hä, wieso macht denn der das? Es ist fucking Worldcup, Digga. No-Scope. Doch, er hatte noch 19 Schüsse, glaube ich.
Ah, muss er reloaden.
Ja, scheiße, Digga.
Nix.
These are things that are going to be so important for these players. The time that they can take to communicate with one another. Now Scram looking to be potentially in a world of hurt here. We heard from Nyx, PF Zin earlier on. This is the Brazilian duo.
Ja, Snobby, Digga, sind so viele gelandet, Digga. Die können jetzt voll abstauben, weil die halt Full HP haben und so.
Yeah, and if you were in the players' lounge, you could feel the tension, specifically when we
ja, und der hat noch eine scheiß
the Brazilian players, these guys
Scheiße
qualified
halt,
and they
scheiß Shotgun.
qualified with heavy elimination. Nyx especially being one of our only players to like literally qualify as hard as you can in the, for the weekend.
He was at it each and every week.
Hey, was ist das für eine Orga, wo die sind? Scram und Mix.
It was so impressive
Wie heißt die?
Also qualified for solo, so we'll be seeing Nyx tomorrow. And then you got Scram. He's got 2 eliminations, but he's just hiding this one out. He hears them making all that ruckus, all the noise around him. And Scram just does not want to give up his position. Perhaps he grabbed his teammate's reboot card. He's maybe looking for that play. But Nyx and PF Zin They have to have an idea of where he's going to be
Nix, Digga.
Yeah, he does not want to give up his position here. He's actually just
Aber ich will eigentlich Isa sehen, Digga, morgen.
hoping that these guys just kind of blow by like.
Ich will morgen übelst Isa sehen, Mann.
Du hast ja die Geburtstagsfeier.
They think it's clear. They think it's all good because they came in and they just wrapped up one of the other players. They actually didn't initiate the battle against Mexi and Scram here. So Scram might just get lucky and be able to kind of sneak on by as he hears this powerhouse duo, this Brazilian duo, kind of loot their way through and make their way to the zone soon.
And loot they definitely will.
Ja, ich weiß nicht, Bush ist doch scheiße eigentlich, finde ich immer.
Over in the distance, he's going to be out of there, but now we're making our way over to the action. It's happening with 7S.
Ja, okay, wenn du keinen Shotgun-Schuss abfangen willst, das ist gut.
Push on for this fight here potentially. Got some shots going off. Crims is going to play that overlook position. Getting challenged there and trying to use that advantage from the download, a little bit of that.
Junge, wie viele haben sie sich da geturtelt?
Ja, ne.
Was treiben die halt, Digga? Ist doch nicht Endzone, Mann.
Aber Worldcup 3 Millionen. 30 Millionen Dollar heraus.
And I like the fact that they're using these, the natural high grounds, right? Get to the top, hold it down. Don't really focus too much on just trying to get in their face quite yet. Give yourself that moment of opportunity and really get a lay of the land and then going for the engagement.
Yeah, absolutely. The best duos will try their best to isolate their opponents, really force them into, very weird situations like this, force the 1v1s, and hopefully get those free shots and then pursue the push here. So again, look at how now they're split up again. So Spades and Crims are doing a great job here pressuring and isolating their opponents right now.
Die setzen die richtig unter Druck.
Ja, das machen die gut.
Dictating the pace of battle here.
Yeah,
that's what they want to continue to do.
They're suffocating them.
Aber die haben nicht mehr viel Eierschuss.
Not let them get any kind of movement there. I mean, Jam side in 7S's K7. They're looking, they're having a conversation of what the play is. What is the movement going to be? But Crimson Space is not going to allow them that opportunity.
Savage noch da.
Crims managing to knock down Jam side. He's looking for 7S's K7 around the corner.
Oh! Boah, der Shot der war sick.
And a big win there for Crimson Spades.
What a clean push right there. Crimson Spades have so much to prove here because when they qualified, they were kind of looked down on like, wait a second, was it luck? Was it not? No, they're here to show it off and show why they're at the World Cup finals. But now, hopping back with Miz and Daedra, we saw them have a great game one, came out top 10, and they're still in the running. They're in about the top 10 right now as well, based off of eliminations. Not necessarily picking up too many placement points. They're heavily dependent on just piping up these players at these points of interest, and looks like Lucky Landers is theirs right now.
And they'll have that, but let's see. Isn't Daedra. They linger about it.
Die Zone ist auch close.
I love the fact that you go to this hot spot here, so there is going to be a bunch of free items that you're going to be able to pick up on. Also, you're going to have that circle advantage. It's right there. So you don't got to worry too much. You can continue to focus on looting. High ground has been lost, though. Miz needs to be careful. Where's Daedra at? He's going to be right next to him, trying to get these angles.
So what they have to do, they have to stick together. Looking for the sound cues right here. Can they find their
der M11Z, der macht's voll gut.
Kevin, guckst du YouTube oder Twitch?
Low ground is definitely underrated. If you can just kind of peek out, catch a big shot, you're almost guaranteed a headshot, which is a big multiplier.
Yeah, players don't really think about that, right? Like you always see Fortnite players go after the high ground.
Gustavo, Alter.
Bread and butter for a lot of players that play this game. But you know better than most that the low ground can pay dividends for you if you know how to take advantage of that positioning and maybe some overzealous players to try and get aggressive on you. You got Gustavo along with Wishy.
I'm actually very interested to see if Gustavo's going to lead this push here, because specifically between these two players right here, this duo, this Brazilian duo.
Wieso sind die so heftig auf High, Digga?
Lead the pushes. It's Wishy. Wishy's the aggressive one here, so he has the ultimate high. He's always looking for the shot.
Digga, seine Fresse, Mann.
What they're gonna do is just a nice standoff.
Yeah, and that's the whole event, right? Players have just been very cautious about what they want to do. They are not trying to get too aggressive in these fights. They know what's on the line here. Millions in prizes.
Als ob die den sehen, Digga. Als ob.
A bad decision. Be one of those teams that are eliminated out early on.
Jetzt haben die wieder eine Bad Position, ne?
Focusing this player, forcing him to actually build up. He has no builds to work with as well. 19 HP remaining and just
tschüss, ich glaube, der ist so down, ne? Ja, er ist down.
Ah,
ich wusste, dass er das macht, Digga. Sick.
Love the snarky little smirk right there on his face when you get those 2 points. Feels so good.
Das haben die voll gut gespielt, Mann.
And then Volks and Parpy. And look at this. Parpy actually dealing with this battle.
Ich bin gerade bei Volks.
Actually got the high ground against him. Was focus firing on
Ja, ich auch.
Parpy pushing back here. I wonder, you get split up like this, but Volks and Parpy, they love playing a very aggressive style. They'll get in your face. They'll box you out if they need to.
Yeah, without a doubt, this duo was
der Double Spray und die
when it came down to eliminations in the qualifying rounds. They had the most, actually, and even pulled off a consecutive 5 victories in 8 games to qualify for one of the weekends. Volks and Parpy, another kind of reference to game 1. They had a great game 1. We saw them picking up duos, but we haven't seen them necessarily make it through the end game. All they have to do is kind of slow it down here, and that's what they're trying to do, but being split up is terrible.
Also, in the distance, I just
Boah, der hat so Lucky gehabt, ne? Der hat so Lucky gehabt, hätte sich nicht geduckt, wäre tot.
We've seen a fun mixture of players that look to get that safe approach to the game, and then others that just want to take early fights, get some points early on, because maybe they're playing that early game strategy rather than like focusing so hard. Like if you get late game, that's great, but you do want to rack up a few eliminations. Look how low the points are that have been thus far in games 1 and 2. Get yourself a few elims and then maybe manage to make it to that top 15, which is very hard given how many players have stayed alive in this game.
Markier mal.
Games 1 and 2, we were at what?
Mongrel, da vorne bei Stoltenberg.
Yeah, circle 5, I think we were sitting at like
mit Mitro noch am Leben.
46 players are just waiting.
Helmo Savage.
Yeah, and that's when that storm surge kicks in, right? Does damage to players.
Chapik.
Oh.
Have sort of been struggling in the format so far. I guess when the real pressure's on, you know.
Lol, bei denen, die Mauer, die bekommen die Vollwände voll schnell, Digga.
Everything changes here, and Crew does manage to get that shot off, or attempted to, with that tactical shotgun. It was not going to get the connection necessary there, but it did put the fear in the player to have to back away. Both players as well respecting the space from one another. The stinkers come out. Crew and Chapix having to get out of there, and they're going to use those. I believe the shockwave made.
Der wurde weggefickt, sein Onkel, Digga. Aber das haben die gut gemacht, Digga. Ich wär auch abgehauen, Alter.
Oh,
die pushen ihn wieder, Oh, die haben besseren High Ground.
When you have stinkers, there's no defense against it. You get chunked down right through your builds. It really is annoying to go against. And speaking about
fette Hits.
Stinkers here, Epic
fette Hits.
Pressure right now, and that's just going to chunk him down. They force him off of the campfire, and we'll see if he returns to it. Yep, here you go.
Yeah, you're only going to get so much time with that campfire. Epic Whale, along with 40R Storm.
Zayd und Seth da unten in das.
Komm, mach wieder den scheiß L-Dance und dann ist er wieder tot. Fun und Cry. Airwax. Airwax, genau, okay. Airwax. Keine Ahnung. Oh, der spielt meine Lieblingswaffe, Digga.
It's not going to be a cakewalk, and he knows that. It hasn't been the best run thus far for Airwalks.
Okay, das war, glaube ich, ein Baller-Hit, oder?
Text right there, the fast track Airwalks and Nikov qualified for the Fortnite World Cup.
Das waren
final 7 games.
7-mal qualifiziert.
Wer?
They were struggling so close on the
Airwalks.
Every single weekend, so close to qualifying. If it was 5 placements,
Wo hast du es gesehen, Digga?
So like that, it was that close to them. But jumping in here, Crew is going to put some pressure down, and it looks like his teammate has been traded out as well. He's already gone.
Also going to see some eliminations over in the feed as well. You got Crew who just cleaned up on Volks, but Septic took out X-Mend. And then I think I saw XXM pop up there on the receiving end of a shot there, so we'll be out of the action as well. Crew by himself has 1 elimination.
Du noch die Mats aufsammeln, Digga.
To get as many points as possible. Now we're going to be sitting with 40 duos.
Tut einfach die Mats nicht aufsammeln, ne?
Into the next circle here in just a little bit. It's going to start to collapse. Salty Springs is going to be the point of interest for all of our players here. Got a lot of bodies that are going to be lingering outside. Some that are even as far out as Dusty Divot. Like on the northern end of it. Sticking around there, so maybe trying to get some last-minute loot, perhaps. We'll have to see.
Here is Parpy looking for that peak. Volks and Parpy always tend to stay together, but wait a second, that was a tricky little shockwave right there. He did try to sneak his way into the build. He takes the wall. What are you gonna do with it? Crew's still looking for the replacement here. He gets it on land.
Digga, der hat die Zone 176er oder wie viel das war. Gegeben.
Tactical shotgun, the legendary.
That's right. When you're feeling it, man. He went right for the fight.
Oh, ich hab den gefühlt, Digga. Oh, Zeph und Zayd wieder. Mongral Mitro wieder heftigen High Ground. Nate Hill. Ja, Vox hat auch gute Position.
Sehe ich nicht.
Stompe, ja, aber der ist, glaube ich, ganz weit weg. Und wo ist Benji und so? Sind
Der Savage hinten auf dem Berg. Der ganz hinten auf dem Berg.
Hast du ihn gesehen?
Ja.
Okay.
Ich hab nur Savage gesehen. Die waren auf dem Berg Richtung Fatal zwischen Soldier und Fatal. Dieses Bodendeck. Den Duel, ja.
Great kid, definitely enthusiastic about being here at the World Cup, and he feels totally prepared. He's ready to represent.
Metz haben die richtig gut.
Controller players to actually
geht.
qualify for this weekend. This is a big weekend for a lot of players, obviously, clearly.
Ja, wird nicht reichen, Digga, bis zum Ende.
They haven't found the rhythm.
They've been a little quiet, man. They won WSOE.
Am besten immer mit extra Metz noch dabei haben. Klicks, Digga, Klicks ist noch da.
Gotta get something to turn it around. The talent is certainly there. I think I saw someone on the Fortnite competitive Reddit mention, why is no one...
Die Quali ist ja viel besser, Digga, auf Twitch.
And I think it's just important to note that in order for us to talk about it, they gotta start doing some things. And I think games 1 and 2...
Und gerade Mitro. Aiden, Digga, Aiden mit Full HP.
Zuschauen und kriegt so ein Spray. Gut, dass du sagst.
Oh, Digga, hat der wehgetan.
Sent him packing.
Oh, der Headshot. Tschüss. Tschüss. Ah, da ist Savage und Benji, Digga. Aber auch gute Position. Die haben Double Heavy, die haben... Oh, Digga, nice. Ja, ne, Digga, wo ist denn der Fischskin, Digga? Boah, NRG-Zeichen sieht halt voll geil aus.
Stomp alleine.
Benji ist runter, Benji ist unten.
Ich glaube, man gerade ist auch alleine.
Get built above. He just needs to wait this one out here, but Benji does get cleaned up.
Oh, Benji's down, fuck. Schade, Mann. Scheiße. Schade, Mann.
Savage ist gut im High.
Ja. Savage, Digga. Savage kann die aber noch clappen, alle, Mann. Da war auch nicht so schlechte Mats. Er hat schon gute Sachen, er hat auch noch Jump Pad und so. Und Gleiter auch. Ja, er hat schon gute Sachen, Digga.
Mehr als die Hälfte der Lobby.
Komm bitte, mach einen Pick.
Wie viel FPS hat er?
Weiß ich doch nicht, wie viel der hat.
Ich versuche durch die Spiegelung in seinen Augen zu sehen, wie viel FPS der hat.
240 wahrscheinlich.
Mitro und Mongral noch.
Ja. Aber die müssen auch moven dann. Übel gut. Die müssen noch schon.
Damage im Bau.
Boah, aber die können jetzt voll gute Picks machen, Digga, Mongral und Mitro.
Weil die kommen die das da.
Ich glaube, Mitro hat wieder. Nein, Mitro hat.
Beide gefällt gleich
Ich dachte, Mitro hat.
Certainly going to make that error in judgment. Saw it happen in scrims
Bro, das ist so spannend, Alter. Ja, die Jump hätten. Oh, die haben wenigstens Glück, dass sie nicht gehittet werden, ne?
Sailing away with no problem, not a care in the world, and then you just end up losing all of your shield, all of your HP, and then that's it, you're done.
Ja, er geht zu Mitro, Digga, ist wichtig. Boah, das war wichtig, Digga. Oh mein Gott, Digga! Der Aimbot oder was? Junge, der hat ihn gerade zu 100 HP oder so gedrückt, Digga, in der Schattenbombe.
Savage noch da?
Savage, warte, Savage. Ich sehe ihn gerade auch nicht.
Vielleicht ganz links. That's nice.
Ah, wo sind die, Digga? Ich sehe die nicht. Ich sehe Savage nicht.
With that RPG, I mean, they can basically take high ground at any given moment that they want.
Schade, dass er gesniped worden ist.
Calculator looking around, already on 4 eliminations for
Mega hat Mitro geholt.
Mitro ist down.
Aiden auch ist down.
We'll see if Calculator can keep up right now.
Savage ist mir nicht schön. Ich hab ihn noch nicht gesehen. Gerade wenn
He really does, man. Love it. He's a character without a doubt. But right now, there is no fun and games to be had. This is game 3 of the Fortnite Worldcup Finals.
Was?
Time to put up or shut up for a lot of these players.
Mega geil. Mega Leistung.
Hat übel high, Digga.
This was earlier on.
Mega.
In elimination onto Mongrel and Mitro. There you have it. Out of the game once again. That duo, European powerhouse. Gonna pay there to Dubs and Mega.
So far, so good. Max was again just holding this positioning right here.
Digga, ich seh Savage wieder nicht, Alter. Ich glaube, er ist down, oder?
And they have a ton of builds to work with as well, Monster. 4 eliminations for Macwood. A great game for him thus far. That's 4 points for this duo, but he's going to be taking some shots. Has to be careful.
Yo.
You can see the lay of the land, Monster.
Warte, Mr. Savage. Ist down. Ich seh nicht, nee, ist down.
Ich seh ihn auch nicht mehr. Ja, nee, ich seh ihn nicht mehr, er ist weg. Ist Mitro noch da? Ich meine Mongral.
Dave und Aiden sind noch da.
Aiden ist doch nicht mehr da.
Slackers. Dubs, Mega. Safe und Z ganz hinten.
Oslo, Digga. Oslo ist noch da. 6 Row.
Secret Oslo.
Ja. Da ist aber Oslo. Aber wo ist Mongral, Digga? Wieso ist das ist auch irgendwie da?
Mega down.
Hey, wie Mega einfach so gechillt im Stuhl ist, ne? Er liegt ja fast da, Digga, so wie ich ja immer. Nee, Digga, der liegt ja schon fast. Der hat sich voll nach hinten gelehnt. Oslo hat man noch Full HP, Digga.
Ich glaube, Mega hat jetzt eine Chance, diese Runde zu gewinnen.
Ja, schau mal, der auf Highground ist, Digga. Die zwei oben, die Highground haben, die werden gewinnen.
Ich glaub nicht.
Oslo, Digga. Oslo bleibt noch. Ey, die auf Highground, Digga. Und Zone geht zurück, Digga. Die haben so Glück. Und Zone geht zurück, ja.
Mega und Dubs haben halt. Mega hat fast Vogel halt 11. Dubs hat um die 100. Ah, die Wände sind straight.
Oslo ist noch da, Digga. Ich glaube, der ist solo.
to dictate where
Ja, Oslo Solo.
Arkrum just eliminated Vinny on that, and it's going to be Oslo and Arkrum down low, but you're going to have a clash, a 2v2 in the high and in the mid ground, and Dubs and Mega feeling that pressure, needing to just dial back here, wait a minute, because I think what they're doing is
Oh mein Gott!
Oslo.
Oh ja, Mann, Oslo, Digga!
Yes, that's
13
right.
Kills.
Oslo's now left by himself. All he has to do is
Was?
time this fire.
Die haben insgesamt 13, Digga. Tschüss.
Try to go for the high ground and make the fatal error.
Mega
Fall to the
super.
low here.
Er doch denkt sich bestimmt so,
Oslo ist außerhalb der Zone. Er verkackt.
Oh, er hat aber noch einen fetten Hit gemacht, Digga, Oslo. Ja, das waren die auf High sind, Digga. Ich hab doch gesagt, Digga, dass sie gewinnen. Digga, ich hab doch gesagt, dass sie gewonnen haben.
Mega und Dubs haben auch richtig krass gespielt.
Die auf High Ground haben halt gute Position gehabt, Digga. Das war eigentlich unmöglich, dass sie verlieren.
Hä, wie hat er seine Tastatur? Der Linke, wie hat er seine Tastatur?
Ja, vielleicht ist er Linkshändler oder so, keine Ahnung.
Nein, hä?
Nee, seine Maus ist rechts, Digga.
Hä?
Seine Maus war rechts.
Warte, ich mach die mal so, wie er die hat. What the fuck? Oh mein Gott, das ist aber weird!
Er hat vielleicht seine Hand gebrochen oder so, Digga, und dann, ja.
Holy shit.
Ich glaube, die würden übel Fallschaden bekommen, oder?
Aber, jeez.
Wieso sind die... Oha, Digga, die sind voll ausgerastet, Mann. Digga.
Einfach so wegschubsen.
Einfach so mit seinem fetten Bauch hin so wegknallen, Digga.
Had a little bit of a slow ramp up, you know? But that's what Fortnite would do to you. You're just talking, you're having a conversation about where the positioning is going to be, and then out of nowhere, boom, you're in the action, you're in the fight, and things start to get
Moin Halbzeit.
Great game there for Mac winning Calculator. Calculator winning on the world stage, man. Look at that.
Oh.
I gotta say, you know,
Wieso haben die nichts gebaut, Digga, am Ende? Ich check's nicht, die hat noch bestimmt jetzt ein bisschen.
Golden Boy, I want to see where we stand here.
Where are we right now?
Da war so viel Loot unten.
Still going to be Saf and Zate with 38 points. They have that victory royale from game 1 and 16 eliminations. Mega Dubs second place, looking pretty. No victory royales for them thus far. We saw Zextra and Vinny do the
Achter Mongral und Mitro. Die sind ja nicht so weit runtergegangen, ne?
Von Dritter auf Achter.
Nee, die waren noch Fünfter, die waren Fünfter.
I want to take it one step further. That sniper in Oslo jump up to 13 eliminations. They didn't have anything up until this point. They just
bei der
had
ersten
one
Runde.
great pop-off.
Ah ja, ich weiß nicht, zweite Runde waren die Fünfter, glaube ich, Mongral und Mitro.
Ja, da sind die nochmal runtergerutscht. Jetzt nochmal. Warte, ich gucke mir nochmal Preisgelder an.
18. Digga, die brauchen jetzt eine gute Runde. Benji und so brauchen jetzt eine gute Runde.
Of the top 10, the Japanese duo who had a premier game in game number 1. Benji Fishy, Mr. Savage saw their demise earlier on. They're going to have 13 points there, but you saw the standings, and we're in game 3. And these games are going to be so critical. Games 3 and 4 really set that tone, because once you get into like game 5, a lot of players are going to be down low. Like,
das war die dritte Runde, ja.
For you to try and get your way into that top 20, which is where you're really going to start to get a lot in the prizing. But for the folks that are going to be sitting in top 10 right now, they're going to be feeling very nice about their current standings.
3 Millionen, Top 2, 2,2,2,5 Millionen, Top 3, 1,8 Millionen.
So well. And that's the crazy part.
4,
Dubs and Mega.
1,5 Millionen.
Everyone has been rooting for them. They're like that wild card that came out of nowhere, and they really swept the competitive community hard lately.
That's right. So I did get word. We have Jordan standing by with our winners from Game 3. Jordan, take it away.
225.000, Top 11 bis Top 50,
showing up and showing off today. It's amazing, seemingly tapping at that nail on the.
Ich finde es immer voll schwul, wie die Sieger einfach da vorne stehen und dann so irgendwas sagen, Digga.
Guys, well matted, well utilized. You dominated high ground, seemingly all of that.
Ah Mann, wo ich die gesehen habe, schon High Ground, Digga, die haben safe gewonnen.
Attaining and then dominating for the rest of the game.
Well, we were able to pick up 2 lucky eliminations on that outer circle of 4th zone, I think it is, and we were able to use our mats to build up. We were lucky enough to get half and half. and we were able to just beam people out of the air, hold
Calculator ist voll
high,
aufgeregt,
and got
man
lucky
sieht
with a
das.
couple zones.
Amazing. Well, I mean, again, you had 3 games left to go. The strategy, is it going to continue to shift around a little bit, or are you guys going to maintain what you've been working on thus far?
Der ist richtig aufgeregt.
Strategy, maintaining thus far. You guys have a very calculated and very patient game, seemingly leading all the way up to the end of the end game. Right, walk me through your strategy for the end of the next 3 games.
Shoot them in the head.
Shoot them in the head. You heard it here first. Back to you, GV and Monster.
Shoot them in the head, bro.
One opportunity to show the world his prowess and knowledge of Fortnite. He just says shoot them in the head. You gotta respect it.
You know, some people, it's just that simple. And hey, man, maybe he's just wired that way, right? We're all wired a little differently. Calculator has clearly got his head on his shoulders, and he's ready to just shoot things.
Yeah, but Macwood was the one doing a bulk of the shooting in that last game. 7 eliminations for Macwood. He looked so great, and you would expect the young calculator to be the one that leads the charge on slaying, but Macwood, man, holding it down. And let's not get ahead of ourselves here. I mean, you know, Macwood not that much older, right? But I think it's just important to note that you have to have teammates at any point in time to just pop off. Like, you need that. It's so necessary. You got to trust in your teammate. That's what makes a lot of these duos so successful.
Yes, I mean, we've seen it from the start of every round. Some teams are just more aggressive than others, and they know how to stick together.
A lot of great moments in that game, and good news for us is that we got Sundown standing by to break it all down. Sundown, over to you.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy and Monster. Now, we talked about Safe and Zat. We just got to talk with Macwood and Calculator, but Dubs and Mega had an incredible game from the early into the mid that they transitioned into a top 2 performance. So let's dive right on in and see what allowed to make them into the top 3. First, notice their E-limp in the bottom corner, but the right
Schau, Digga, wie gechillt da sitzt, Digga.
the shield is down, able to pick up 1. Mega is the one
So, wer so zu Hause sitzt. Oh.
picks up all 4 of their first E-limps. You can see
Oh mein Gott, Digga! Oh mein Gott! Oh! Mungal, Digga!
2 more E-limps, Chug splashes, Dubs stays up.
Oh mein Gott, Digga, der hat sie so gefickt!
Trying to trap the floor every single time. Gets the
Oh, mega, yo!
For Mega, we talked about how high their ceiling was, unfortunately using the shockwave to go down and end up at a
Aber Oslo, Digga, hat einen letzten Hit, hat er übel heftig gehittet, ne?
But now Mega and Dubs have pushed into that top 3, challenging to be the first ever World Championship duo. The team who has possibly the highest ceiling. Full qualified solos and duos.
Oh Mann, Digga! Das war...
The last 3 games.
Ja, Feier, Alter, haben so Glück.
Keep it up. Will NA stay on top? Will Serpent and Hype represent Oceania and upset the apple cart? I'm about ready to see some hype myself. Let's throw it back inside for the last 3 games. Gentlemen, take it away.
Well, if you want hype, got you covered, baby, because these games have been incredible. And if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome to the Fortnite World Cup Finals live from New York City. We're in the Arthur Ashe Stadium. Game 3 just concluded. 3 different winners across 3 different games.
Keine Ahnung, wo Isa ist, Digga.
These players are playing for a lot of money in prizing. So much on the line here. Live.
Ja, schau die Monitore an, Digga.
Sei mal leise, Digga, Alex. Kevin redet gerade.
Players that are on the stage and some of the folks you're seeing on your screen right now in, well, I would say in a different situations than they would find themselves in. Got Vinny and Zexro, they're right there. Satan Sat, 3 games in, still holding on to first place. It has been wild stuff. Welcome on Golden Boy alongside with Monster D-Face here, and it's been a great day. Really, there's nothing more that you could possibly say about it. And as I had mentioned before, the prizing, the money that these guys are battling it out for, this is it. First place will take home $3 million. Second place gets $2.2 million. Like, that's just absurd. You get
Die Runde hat schon gestartet.
4 millionaires, 4 millionaire duos before the weekend is over. Not to mention all the fame and clout that comes with it. So I think you'll be pretty well off at that point. But everyone's a winner here. We're here to celebrate all of the competitors that made it this far to the Fortnite World Cup final stage, because those 10 weekends of qualifications were not easy.
Yeah, when you get into 10th place, that's where you really start to rack up the coin. But Game 4 now about to begin. Here we go, folks. Let's see who's going to come out on top. We've had 3 different winners.
Ich spiele mit mehr FPS, safe. Warte.
100 irgendwas.
160, 160, 167 habe ich gerade gesehen. So. Passt doch. Aber Digga, man hat sogar an den Monitoren gesehen, dass FPS viel besser ist.
Same thing with the Pro-Am. There was always some new duo showing that, hey, we've been playing this game, we're ready to take a victory. Everyone here has the potential to come out on top, and you see it unfold in those final moments.
Throughout the weekend, we've been doing interviews, meeting with fans, and
Oh, Aiden, Digga.
folks have asked, who do you think's going to win?
Benji.
I know it sounds like a cop-out answer, but I'm be very real with you all. I have no freaking idea because it truly is up. It's up in the air. This is a battle royale game. At any point in time, you can have Macwood and Calculator just having the game of their lives in Game 3, and now look, boom, they're going to be sitting in the top 10.
Zwei Lamas.
I mean,
how do you even predict that?
We nearly saw it with Zay and Sap. I think anyone with good logic can
Schon wieder neue Runde oder was?
on people that have had prior experience, but even that is not enough because Macwood and Calculator showing that, hey, you know what? We don't even need that. We're here to slay.
Dubs and Mega, they're in second place. They made their names in these qualifiers that led us up to this point. They did not find themselves in land. This is the first time these young men are up there playing on this stage. When I was their age, I couldn't even believe that I would be capable of doing something like that. And they're doing it, and they're doing it with style. And then to make matters worse for everyone else in the server, they've been so consistent, deadly through and through.
Yeah, that's right. And they're in second place, no victory royale. So just showing that if you step to their box, you're gonna get hurt.
Oslo, Mongral,
masterful, beautiful performance under.
Aber die landen immer tilted, Digga.
He didn't even blink an eye, still fighting other players, fighting his way out of that desperate situation.
Aber die haben schon gute Sachen, Digga.
Let's just hop into this duo right here. We'll talk about him a little bit. They are known for sticking to the hip in PvP. Earlier today, we saw Volts get traded out, but it wasn't just like an easy trade. They were actually winning the.
Oh, die haben auch schon gut chillt, Digga.
They have the skill, and that's the OCE region, right? One of the most feared regions here at the qualifiers, because of the fact that you just had to get a ton of elims. You had to be number one in the region.
When talking to players, I would ask them, what are you looking to avoid? And every time, if it was, you know, the NAU players.
Ich weiß nicht, was ich nehmen soll. Ich hätte es nicht gewusst.
I don't want to have to deal with that because they play hyper.
Ich hatte diese Sprenggranate benutzt.
I mean, you saw Scarlet and Bell in that first game. I truly thought they were gonna take the whole thing. It was so close.
Even Sinnoh in the Pro-Am yesterday, another top player
he finished second.
Region, finished second, and he was just.
Eine Wand kann er bauen, Digga. Ist ja schwul.
Different competition there. He was just going into boxes. He didn't care. Not a care in the world for them. Now Volks and Parpy, you find a player above here, right by the jet stream.
And he hit him once for whites already, so that means there's no shield on that player. You can have
Halt's mal ab, Digga. Nee, Digga. Juckt's nicht.
Player's dangerously weak, and Volks is just keeping an eye on him. He doesn't know if he's slipped out already, and says, you know what, I'm gonna go back to my teammate. It's a little too risky getting split up here.
Play for the mid to late game in this situation now, but 7SSK is going to be dealing once again with Spades and Crimson. It seems like just a constant for them. They cannot seem to win out on this fight. Crimson's going to be down though, so the advantage going in the favor of Jamside.
Oh, das war ein geiler Hit.
Spades going to have the high ground, now having to deal with a 1v2. Does he have what it takes to pull this one off? He doesn't own that wall. He has no more builds to work with as well. They're going to push out and couldn't deal with it, and that's going to be the win there for those two.
You would think for Jamside and SSK,
hatte
like,
keine
hey,
Mats,
you know, we've been landing here, haven't been successful.
Hat ja gebaut, wollte ja bauen.
I'm going to stick to my guns here, because everyone's a winner, regardless.
The VP boys.
Vitro und Mogral, Digga. Kommt her, Digga.
Harpy.
And they just need that game, that one game. So many of these players, it's that one game that catapults them into the top 10. And then the momentum shifts, the confidence starts.
Oh, Mongral, Digga, heftig.
Being able to do this.
Heftige Edits hat er drauf.
Girl looking for
Als ob
it
der
right
diesen
here.
Skin hat, als ob er eine
Love this dual
Playstation hat.
perspective right now. Mongo's actually
Der hat auch eine Xbox gekauft für ein Turnier, Digga.
Is he tracking this player down? It's really hard to tell. They're getting into really just
Ja,
going
Amara
deeper
war
into
das.
Neo tilt. If you
Und
head
gerade
on the
auch.
outskirts or by the slips, you're at huge risk for getting
Aber hat ja,
dived on.
glaube ich,
So
schon
it looks like
Xbox.
they say, you know what, we're just going to continue to push on through. Those guys dive off, and those markers are actually the trackers. They say, hey, you're going this way. Mongrel still wants a piece of this.
Ja.
Keeping up with where players are moving and
Aber ich glaube, der hat ja auch eine
Neo
Xbox
tilted.
safe.
A new area that was introduced just a little while ago. Some players made tilted towers their home. This was a drop spot for so many.
Ich habe mir auch den auch geholt, den Prestige.
Right? But it just, ever since it changed, you started to see players second guess whether or not they wanted to go.
Kinstar. Kinstar, Digga.
Talking to Aiden earlier, actually when we went out to go get pizza and stuff, he had mentioned like tilted's just a whole different beast now. You know? Just not something that he really would want.
Ey, das macht immer Vortex, Alter, diesen Sprung, Digga.
Yeah, it's just a different lay of the land. As things start
Ich finde den voll schwul, Digga, weil ich den immer dann treffen kann, aber...
Tend to evolve and whatnot here, but we have Twiz in cover H looking for a push down right now, and they have the positioning, they have the high ground, and it's just a matter of
auch nicht so viele Mats, Digga.
They don't want to give up their angle. They know this duo below them have a flint knock. Flint knock can do so much damage if you peek the
Ja, man, 180er Headshot, ne?
hit you for about 80.
80 normal. Und wenn er ganz weit weg ist, so 40 oder so.
And great to see that friendship, the communication that they'll have with one another, something that a lot of these duos that came together for the Fortnite Worldcup duos portion of the finals don't really have. They don't have that cohesion, that chemistry that these two will have, right? That Saf and Zayt would have as well.
Crazy to think there's 89 players in the lobby.
Ja, meine Maus stört mich immer irgendwie, Alter. Da ist immer voll im Bildschirm, meine Maus.
A lot of solos out there right now. Keenstar and Hunter looking to defend themselves right now, and it's just a cat game right here, cat and mouse game.
Hast
what are
du
they
nur
going to do? They
Bildschirm oder
actually
zwei?
shockwave on out of there, and into the slip they go. They're out. They're trying to get away. That was a shadow bomb right there, and he's gone.
Ja, ich wär auch weggegangen, Digga. Was sollen die machen? Er kann 4 Wände bauen, Digga. What the fuck, Digga? Holz lieber ab, Alter.
Nix gets knocked by Zexro. Saw that in the elimination feed just a second ago. Item and Derox out in the wide open.
It looks like actually they saw Mend right there building
Unlogisch, Digga, mit 4 Mats immer rumzulaufen.
wooden shack, and they're pushing the shack now. So Twiz is gonna hear these shots off in the distance, but looks like we're hopping over to the Loot Lake area where it's Macwood and Calculator going against Daedra and Miz. This is a top 10 contenders right here.
The game 3 winners.
Aber die Shotgun, die neue, ist eigentlich nicht so schlecht, ne?
Shots as well, snipe shot. You just heard that one squeak by Daedra. Need to be careful there. There's more shots being laid out. Disengage as well. And they're just really pushing them away from here because you got to get to that safe zone. Don't want to have to deal with the storm.
Wenigstens leckt's nicht so.
It's still early games here, so you're not going to be ticked for too much. But you're really looking for this next zone. Where are you going to start to move here? And this, again,
Boah, ich will da auch mitmachen, Alter. 10 Punkte, 7, 5, 3 und 1. Tschüss. 10 Punkte, Mann. Victory.
I guess it really sets in on them that they're going to be playing for $3 million in prizing.
Yeah, if it hasn't already. I don't know what world they're living in, but here it is.
Oh!
Goes for the shot.
Yo!
And it's Derox who eats a chunky one right there. Cover H looking to chop this bad boy down. In comes the sinkers. Is it going to be enough, though? The pressure is so real right here.
Twiz and Cover H doing it not only for themselves, doing it for New Zealand families and everyone watching them at home. And that is going to be one elimination through. I saw that one pop up. That's number 1 for this duo. The challenge comes in, and that's the win there. 2 elims total.
Nice, sick, Digga. Der hat Mats bekommen,
Play the trap play, but it was not enough. 7 SSK and Jamside have rotated.
Die versuchen ihn runterzuschießen.
Oh no, down comes the build. He should be close enough. Yeah, he is going to be able to catch himself. The build battle goes off.
Bei meinem Nachbarn die Gartenarbeit machen.
7 SSK7.
Komme ich gleich wieder.
Sick Jamie, Digga.
They found their stride coming into game 4 so far, and that means they're in the running right now 4 elims is enough to put you on just about page 2, top 20, and we talked about it. If you can make it to that top 20 bracket, you're still in the running so far because there are several more games left before this thing is over here. This Calculator finds himself very high in the sky right here. He's got a nice little base. They're just waiting.
Yeah, waiting it out. Norwood's going to be beneath them. And those are the players that were forcing them out before. Oh, no. Starting to hear the explosions, knocking him out.
Wow, he actually sent a shot when the Splode came in and hit Cease with that? What? How was Cease knocked right there?
Just, again, when it comes to Fortnite, you never know what you're really going to expect here. Players will always pull something out of the hat and surprise you each and every time. I was looking over at Macwood, who's playing defense. Calculator now really having to deal with 2 players angling shots at him. Macwood back into a fighting position, a fighting posture to help his buddy out.
Yeah, and it's so unfortunate because they were just about to push to seal the deal and elevate there, and that third party up on the mountain ruined that push.
Slows things down. Elevated Seas having to deal with the Stinkers will be moving out of the fight now.
I love it right there. He uses the Stinkers to back him off, and since he doesn't take friendly damage from it, he pushes right into enemy territory here. He's so offensive. He's on the enemy traps.
Oh, man.
Macwood gets owned right there.
Not what you wanted to see.
Oh, the trap.
Number 3, but Elevate and Seas, he mentioned them before. They just need that moment to pop off so everyone here in New York can see what they're capable of. Such a great duo, but now having to deal with another fight.
Oh.
To Elevate, what a shot there on Calculator, sending him packing.
Calculator did a great job, though. He did win his straight off against Cease. Ronaldo and Ziff are just nearby, though. Looks like they've heard the commotion. They're getting closer, and it's Norwood. Norwood's lurking about. He was like, you know what, getting closer, trying to see what he can do here, and Ziff's going to fall down here because of the shockwave.
Yeah, Norwood was the one down low, hearing all of the action happening. Ziff and Ronaldo now in front of us. Do they manage to get this wall, just get ownership of it, but the ramp is going to be placed, giving him time to wiggle out of that moment of time.
And Norwood actually used all of his shockwaves there to disengage.
Yeah, it's not really worth it. By yourself, evidently. Oh, man. And that's Norwood.
Oh, nee, das ist scheiße.
He did not get far at all, my friend, but there's the other duo right in front of him. Ziff and Ronaldo have him in the sights. Ronaldo's going to be on the other side now. Engaging in the fight, not taking any damage.
Such a good job, though. Good job by Ziff here to come in and back up his teammate right now. He is trying desperately to get to his teammate here. This is great teamwork. Now they have the pinch lined up, and the trap is down. That's a siphon for Elevate right there.
That siphon could be the difference maker for him. Ziff doesn't have any shields. Needs to take a moment to just pop the minis.
It's a little bit of a reset here.
He's still in this too, so he didn't get knocked. He's not full eliminated yet.
Which is rough. You don't convert the Elim, you don't get the point either here. As Elevate is doing a great job on defense, but the Campfire heals down players as well. This is actually really, really smart of them to sit on the Campfire right now and just wait and buy time. Always looking to set up the phase through right there, trying to get through the build. Some shockwave comes out, and close but no cigar.
Such an intense fight between these two.
Oh no, someone thirsted.
Snappy.
Oh.
He went for the shot from the distance. There you see him right there along with Red Rush. And then Ziff down low on this island, using not only the rocks, but also this metal that he had just built up for himself to get out of this.
Ziff is the target of the server at the moment, as everywhere he moves, he cannot seem to catch a break, but he is going to find a little bit of that high ground real estate right here and hopefully ease up the burden, but nope, has to change layers again. And now let's go ahead and take a look.
Oh, Ziff is out of here. Funk, it's... I could have sworn I saw Funk there, but no, I think that was Elevate. Apologies, that was Elevate that did get that.
But the secure was there. Moving on now, taking a look
Savage and
at
Benji.
the other side of the map. We have
Mitro und
Stompy
Bugra,
and Shinken still in the game.
Aiden und Sean.
Agro and Mitro, Benji and Savage, Aqua. All of these duos, very, very powerhouse duos here.
Yep.
Close by right now.
4 eliminations for Benji.
Was ist das für ein Skin, Alter?
36 duos remaining. It's going to be a loot late circle. So some water. Players will just have to build over. Nothing that these guys can't handle. Oh, a lot of open air though. Lots
4
of
Kills hat
open
schon
air.
Benji, lol.
Alright, Benji's at 4 eliminations here.
He's been having a good game. They've been playing well.
Playing very good. 4
Just
elims.
the final moments, right?
This early in the game to have 4 elims is actually huge. And I love what they're doing right now, just fishing for damage because Storm Surge, you never want to be under the pressure of the Storm Surge. They know that with 50 players in the lobby, dependent on the zone, Storm Surge will activate, excuse me. So Force Sinkers is the perfect tool, perfect utility to have.
Can take some damage down on any of these players, getting comfortable inside of a box. Now looking at this, got Vinny down low in a campfire. Saw Aiden and Sean there too. Had a few good moments for Aiden and Sean. It hasn't really been their event so far.
Dude.
6 elims.
Oh, Mongrel, Digga.
That's insane. Having 6 eliminations already. Take a look at this stat right here. Damage dealt, 842. The match average, every other player on average, 176. That's not even enough to take out a player with
3 Jump Hits haben die
a
insgesamt.
lot of work on this lobby right now, and they are here to play. Looks like they're going to find themselves another spot. This is actually an interesting spot, but it's all good because they have launch pads. They can get up and over this cliff lip right here, and they're backside safe, so all they have to do is protect their forward angles.
I understand we did get some moments of Mongrel earlier on as he's trying to see where players are going to start to make some moves. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, and we'll come back and see where they are currently.
Let me down. Oh my, up that. Nice! Nice!
Oh my god, Digga!
Nice.
Tschüss!
And that's why this is one of the best duos in Fortnite. Way to clutch up in those moments, man. Yeah, the nerves, they have to be shaking there. But Mongrel, just a steely stare. Love it. Love to see it.
Get out there and get yourself a duo that's going to clutch up for you today in the Fortnite game.
If your friend ain't doing it, drop him. You don't need him.
That's right, but you heard him. He said we're going to win loud and confidently. Mongrel and Mitro are here.
And they're here to win this game. That's the mission. But everyone else, all 30
Oh, die haben Zone, glaube ich.
that remain here have that same objective.
Oh mein
in
Gott, die haben
mind.
Zone.
Luckily for them, I think that circle does work out for them just a tad.
And there it is, Storm Surge. It's now live.
And it's going to hurt some people.
You either have to do damage or less than 50 players have to be in the lobby. So 6 individual players right
Gustavo's
now
out.
are under it. Yep, that's it. Gustavo gets owned right there. Is Wishy going to be able to do something about it?
Storm Surge in effect. Dubs and Mega once again. They're in second place in the leaderboards. 3 games have worked out very, very well for them.
And they can see that effect. You can see the Storm Surge around you.
51 players. Only 1 player needs to be eliminated, and that will be it.
Says, you know what? We balling. They out. They're going. They're trying to get that zone plan for placement right now. And do you blame them? Why not? They're in the lead right now. All they have to do is consistently skate through. They've gotten through the hardest part, the beginning. They're warmed up. As Mega is trying to fish around here and get a good spot in. Looks like they get themselves a little bit more real estate, but the pressure is in because the baller players come in.
Right in front of them, too. More defense having to be played here. It's kind of shades of Game 3 when they were in a similar spot, but this was from the high ground. This time, they'll be right in front of them. The action has cooled, though. They can take a moment to reset.
Definitely did cost a fair amount of metal right there. Mega now on 300 metals, trying to inch his way to that fence nearby. Just doing a little bit of a material swap right there. Back to Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy with the minigun. The minigun's so good for pressure plays.
Spread out a few of those materials. Get ready for the potential movement. Snaking is what you would hear players often mention. They tunnel out, give themselves some coverage. You need a lot of materials for that.
Then the artillery strike from up above, a new item that was added. You can build around and give yourself some defense, so really it's just waiting it out rather than having to move out of the blast area. 5 elims for Mr. Savage and Benji Fishy. 6 for Mitro and Mongrel. This has certainly been a dominant game for EU thus far.
Yeah, for sure. As Yuang takes out Rote right there, EU player is going to go down. Rote gets the trade out though, must have been the zone here as we are cutting across here. Mitro's trying to find some real estate here. Is he going to be able to set up? He's going for the high.
Oh, der crankt 90s erstmal ein bisschen.
Mongrel's got it under control. He's got the high. Who's putting some pressure down?
Yeah,
he's getting the shot straight across here, Golden.
Yeah, there was a duo right on the other side there that Mitro was concerned about. So he goes low. Then really, wherever you go, there are going to be players looking right at you. And sometimes you just manage to incur the wrath of the entire server. Luckily for Mitro, that did not happen quite yet. Saf, I just saw Saf get dropped. Zate's going to be separated from his teammate there across the side. And that is the circle creeping on forward. It's going to be open air, open space for them. So the ballers will have space to move around and try to survive here. This is it. It's coming down to the final moments, Monster, for a lot of these players. The pressure's on.
Yeah, Sap has already been taken out, so Zate is left to fend for himself here. Can he play for placement? We already know Mongrel Mitro were split up. Can they find themselves amongst the chaos here? Aqua and Nyrox are holding up the high ground here as well, and that's a scary duo. Way up top, uncontested.
Not someone that you want to have up above you. Mitro, 6 builds remaining. After this, doesn't really have much left to work with, and the builds go away pretty much instantly. Zate gets eliminated, so that's going to be the end of the duo that's currently in first place in the standings, but Mega and Dubs. Dubs is out as well. 4 eliminations for the duo, the bottom right of your screen. Mega very capable of being able to clutch this out by himself, but it will not be easy.
Yeah, Mongrel actually just slips into the low ground too right now, so he is trying to stay alive here. Jumped into someone's box. It's Voron who gets taken out right there by Mongrel, so he's still in the running. Mega goes up and gets traded as well. Vinny's still here too. So many solos remain right now, but there are still several duos in the game here, Golden.
And the scariest duo is going to be up above. It's Aqua and Nyrox. They're tarping this up, and they're putting down shots wherever they can. If they can get a few more eliminations, a few more points, that will jettison them up the leaderboards.
Oh, Benji ist noch da.
7 elims as well right now. He has 7 already. Rojo jumps out of the box. Wolfie's still in the game.
Controller player. Talking to our boy Christian earlier, he mentioned he loves to get in the faces of players, and it has worked out for him thus far. Elevate is out of the game. 7 eliminations for him, 7 points, not bad at all, and you're going to get the placements to boot. Still, Aqua and Nyrox up above. Then you got Benji Fishy in the game. 5 eliminations for him, 6 total with Mr. Savage's 1. Oh, there's a player in front of him. He pops up in front of him. Oh, that's so scary there, but Benji Fishy is eliminated by Sky.
Sky has been around the competitive scene for a long time, and for good reason right there. Nyrox now owning from the high ground, putting that pressure down. A shockwave was initiated right there, but it's not going to be enough. This is their map to control right here in the final moments. They're the only duo standing, Golden Boy.
This is their game to win, the cooler duo.
Ey, Digga, die haben gerade so gute Kills gemacht. Aber beide sind down, ne? Leider. Benji wurde auch wieder so scheiße geholt.
In game 4.
He only has 10 builds though. This is very intense. Both of them don't have much here. He's gonna put all the splashes down. Is that the decision right there to commit? Looks like the shockwave is gonna cause an eruption in the high ground.
Digga, hack doch das weg. Meine Fresse.
This is so close.
Oh, Digga. Trickshot. Aqua hat keine Mets, Digga. Oh mein Gott, wie hatte die 115 bekommen, Digga, am Ende? Er hat ihn ja fast gar nicht gesehen, Digga.
Huge shockwave play in the final moments right there. It's going to propel him to the high ground and allow him to go top down. But not only that, it chucked everyone into the zone for a couple of seconds right there. So it truly was the ultimate disruption right there.
The shockwave, the end of the game, will just change everything. The complexion of it all.
Keine Ahnung, Alter. Ich bin kein Keyboard-Spieler, Mann.
Digga, das ist aus seinem Monitor.
Aqua, Digga. Aqua hat so heftige Hits verteilt. Schau den 115er, Digga. Ich checke nicht, Digga. Der 115er, er hat so heftig gehittet.
Stompy, Shinkin have talked about Aqua and Nyrox as players to look out for. They're scary competitors on the scene, and good to see them take a victory royale.
Yeah, in EU, right?
Also der 150er war schon ekelhaft, Digga.
EU now, you know, getting a little scrappy out there.
Spicy.
I like to see it, right? Everyone's like, EU, where you at? NA, where you at, right?
Mann, Digga, Savage und Mungral, die waren so voll außerhalb.
Habt ihr schon Leaderboard? Habt ihr schon
Jetzt bei mir schon, ja.
Dubs and Mega, they're looking for that victory royale. If they're able to get it,
der ist ein bisschen verzögert.
they could find themselves in first. Vinny and Zexro in third place currently with 35 points, 5 shy of first place.
Ah, die sind Achter, wieder Achter. Benji und Savage sind Achter. Mungral Vierter, Digga. Mungral Vierter. Die haben gut Kills gemacht, Digga, Mungral. 7 Kills oder so.
Die haben sehr, sehr gute Chancen für die 3 Millionen.
Ja, Mann.
That's right, and take a look at your next page here. We saw plenty of spades and crims winning that Paradise Palms kind of early interaction, but one loss sets them way back to the second page now because you have to continue to accrue.
Haben die jetzt 4 Runden gemacht oder wie viele haben die gemacht?
Still here as well. There's a lot of players in the running.
Ja, noch 2 Runden, oder?
From game 4, excuse me, as we've had the EU duo, the Cooler duo, managing to get their win on the world stage. I know that we're gonna have Jordan in a little bit with the winners. He's getting everything together.
Oh, Digga, ich will, dass Savage wieder eine heftige Runde macht. Die müssen einmal gewinnen, Mann.
Send it on over to Jordan, who has our winner standing by.
A massive shift for EU here. We all know that shockwave grenades can
Aqua hat heftig rasiert, Mann.
Of in-game especially, allowing you to propel yourself up and
ist Aqua Deutscher oder nicht?
Österreicher.
Österreicher.
Final moments of
Österreicher, ja.
What is your plan going into these next couple of games? There's a lot kind of hanging in the balance here, right? There's a big momentum shift for you, and you have the opportunity to kind of go any direction that you want. What's your plan?
Our plan is just to keep going what we're doing right now, just landing our spot and going for consistent placement points.
Consistent placement points, that's key and can absolutely take the Vic Roy home as you saw just now. Back to you, GP and Monster.
Thank you so much, Jordan, for that one.
Aqua freut sich, dass nichts sagen musste.
No reason for you to it worked out for you there. Clearly, you're doing something right, Monster.
Yeah, absolutely. I think these competitive players know best, and stubbornness is in their name. You saw Jam Side, 7 SSK
die Mütter, die mit ihren Söhnen dort sind, denken sich so, warum ist mein Sohn nicht dabei? Warum hast du nicht mehr gezockt?
Wieso hast du nicht mehr gezockt, Digga, du Schwuchtel, Alter, Spaß. Ist voll schwer, Mann, da mit zu sein.
I love seeing those fights with the gray weapons, right? You really can tell who can figure it out with not much to work with.
PS4 glaube ich nicht, Digga, hast du wenig FPS.
Ja, man muss schon PC sein. Das ist, glaube ich, gar kein PS4-Spieler.
Nein. Sind alle auf PC gewechselt.
Yeah, well, Aqua and Nyrox. Aqua and Nyrox definitely showed up here
PS4-Spieler, Digga. Mobile-Spieler, stell dir vor, der ist da, Digga. Wie will er dann zocken, ne, wenn er Mobile-Spieler ist?
Auf dem Handy mit 20 FPS. 2 FPS. Wie Kevin auf dem
the duo of Mongrel and Mitro's favor against Skeptic and Clicks in Neo Tilted Towers. The pressure here from Mitro to find
der sieht voll lost aus, der Rechte, Digga.
Mongrel up above, then targeting on both. They try to get into the same box.
Skeptic, Digga. Hey, das war glaube ich schon wieder Skeptic, ne?
Continue pushing forward, Mongrel and Mitro. It's the second time that they win this engagement.
Das war glaube ich der DL-Dance gemacht hat, oder?
Nein.
Ach doch. Nee, Klicks.
Ja.
Das war der wieder, Digga. Aber dieser eine Headshot, ne, der war crank. 6-Roll, Digga. Geile Mats. Die haben insgesamt 7 Kills gemacht, Digga. Mungral hat noch so Mungral hat jetzt so einen heftigen Clip noch gemacht. Na, schau mal an, Digga. Ich glaube, jetzt hat. So, erstmal den killt er.
that this was with Mitro down after all was said and done.
Und den dann noch, genau, Digga.
And then Mongo comes in right on cue.
Oh, geil, Digga. Der freut sich sehr heftig, Alter. Schau, wie er ausrastet dann, Digga. Guck.
One more elimination in this game.
Er haut ihn fast, Digga.
Before they fell, not before earning placement points, though. So this game, not only did they take out Vinny and Zexro, which were in third place, they stopped them from accruing any more placement points. So they are inching their way closer. They're
Ja,
now in fourth
Fischgott,
place. They
Digga.
actually have the most elims out of everybody in the tournament so far on 20. So
Aber
with 2
jemand
more
muss
games
sich
to go,
schwenken.
we're going to see where they can leave
ja.
themselves at the end. Back to you guys,
Der dann
GB and Monster.
Thank you so much, Vala, for the insight there. Everyone getting all ready for games 5 and 6.
Ich habe auch
Then
irgendwie
we
keinen Bock
crown
mehr zu gucken.
our first ever Fortnite World Champion. Crazy to say out loud.
Es sind nur noch 2 Runden, Digga.
This is it. It's happening. It's happening, right? Now, there have been a lot of duos that have been the talk of the town, but one duo.
Aber Savage und Grau haben so Pech, Digga, am Ende. Wieso?
And Mr. Savage, and we did get
Wo Benji hochgekommen ist.
and they're currently in 8th place.
Du musst PlayStation starten.
Let's go ahead and check it out.
Ja, mal. Ah.
Uh-oh, this is a scary duo. Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage.
Lol.
Our communication is probably the best in the world.
I'm gonna rift us. Yeah, go.
Oh, Rift war so geil, Mann.
On another level.
Behind you.
Oh, Fisch. Behind you.
Absolute destruction.
Ah, Fisch!
This dual partnership has changed our lives. We've been able to accomplish so much more together.
Oh. Tschüss.
He encourages me. I
War knapp.
encourage him.
We're best friends, we're dual partners, and it makes me smile.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Hey.
Homosexual.
We're Benji Fishy, bro.
My name is
Aber
Martin Foss
Mr.
Anderson,
Savage
and
kann
I
voll
go
gut
by
Englisch.
Mr. Savage.
Ist denn aus
My name is Ben
Norwegen,
Fish,
oder?
and my in-game name is Benji Fishy.
One of the most terrifying duos coming out of Europe, period.
Oh shit. Hauptsache so beide am Rand vom Sofa.
Ja, dass nicht so schwul rumkommt,
My
ne?
best friend.
Every day online.
My best friend from far away.
And Benji lives.
I live in Surrey in the UK.
And I travel to England to like meet him, see how he's doing here.
Spaß, Mann.
Something he'll help me out. We don't actually just play Fortnite.
Aber die spielen so schwul Tischtennis, Digga. Schau die mal an, Digga.
We have a lot of the same interests.
Ich hab das schon gesehen.
Always really humble.
Die spielen Tischtennis, aber auch Computer.
Yeah, we're really great friends.
Shoot. Alright, yeah.
Alter.
Alright.
I'm too good for you.
Komm, Xing Shang Chong, wer die Heavy Sniper bekommt, Digga, machen die dann so. Die machen dann so nebenan so.
The reason why we're so good at
Mag
playing
kein Ching
duos
Chang Chong?
is because we
Kevin
both
mag
have
kein nur mit
super
Ching
good
Chang Chong?
mechanical skills, good chemistry and communication.
Okay, 120. Knocked one.
Oh, Stretch, Digga, Bro, nee, da quitte ich direkt, Digga. Spaß.
Da kommen Emotionen hoch.
Natürlich, Alter.
The game really well, so he makes really good calls.
Zeigen die sogar Stretch, Digga, und keiner sagt was, Digga.
So insane at
Die
just
kosten
eliminating
100
people.
Euro oder so, ne?
Wer?
He just follows me perfectly.
Ich hab die letzten bei
Fills
mir
in the
mal
gaps
100
that
gesehen.
I can't fill in.
Oder sogar noch viel weniger.
You'd think a fish out of water would be harmless. Not this
A fish in the water would be harmless.
Harmless.
People were definitely scared if they see some fishes running around Happy Hamlet.
Scheiße. Komm, das mit Fischen in Happy Hamlet, Digga.
We're in a really good state right now as a duo.
Let's just cross Loot Lake. I think there's people on the other side.
We're playing super well.
Players, they continue to go down like flies.
We've been practicing. It's really nice to, finally be able to
Prove ourselves.
Benji Fishy Savage.
I think we're just going to show people how good we are.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, klick. Ja, Mann, Digga, das ist mein Mann, der Chinese, Digga, oder wer das ist.
They were diabolical in the online qualifiers.
Neil.
And maybe, just maybe, with these last 2 games, they could pull it up and get themselves
Und ja beim Pommel gemacht.
top 3, maybe even even first place. How crazy would that be?
Let's be honest, we've seen them do
macht
very
PC
well
aus.
so far. Maybe not the performance they were
Wieso?
looking for. I know they want to pull a victory. They have everything it takes. They can
Warum nicht?
muscle up
Ich
from
hab
8th.
keine Lust
They'll be up
zugucken.
there.
It's going to be a challenge for not them, but
Schaut's
every
zu Ende,
single
Digga.
player. But we're going to go to a quick
Schaut's
break.
zu
When we
Ende.
come back, games 5 and 6, and then we
Schaut's zu
crown
Ende.
our first ever Fortnite World Champions. We'll see you on
Was?
the other side.
Dann schaut zu Ende.
I'm here in the player lounge right now, joined by our Pro-Am winners, RL Grimes and Airwalks. Wasn't totally expecting you'd win 2 in a row. Can you walk me through those final moments?
It felt really good. I don't think I would have won if I didn't have him.
Now, RL Grime, you were holding your own, you were keeping up, you were staying alive, you were getting eliminations. How did you change your playstyle from last Pro-Am to this Pro-Am?
I think we learned a lot from the last one. Just that you focus
Ah,
on the
der
game a
hässlichste
little
Skin,
bit.
Digga.
I just sort of let him lead the way.
Iconic?
Ja, Mann.
How did it feel
nicht
to
hässlich.
play with
Natürlich
a
sehr hässlich.
potential World Cup
Nein.
duo winner?
It's amazing. I'm actually gonna
Deine
come
ist sehr
tomorrow and
hässlich.
sit in the stands and cheer for my
Ah,
man
ich hab den
Airwalks
Worldcup
there.
Maybe make an
2019
Airwalks
Spray.
sign and wave it in the air?
Maybe
Oh,
a 98
shit.
bot sign. I'll hold
Nee,
it up.
der Scheiß.
Good luck on the event tomorrow. Congratulations on winning.
Ich habe in meinem Leben, glaube ich, noch nie einen Spray oder so benutzt,
Incredible,
außer
incredible gameplay
bei
throughout
Herausforderung.
Fortnite World Cup Pro-Am.
Welche Tarnung bekommt man da bei dem World Cup Ding?
Kommen wir morgen.
Echt, als ob, Alter. Was muss man da machen nochmal?
20 Minuten zugucken.
In YouTube.
YouTube.
Welche Accounts muss man nochmal verwenden?
Man muss YouTube mit Epic Games verbinden. Und dann
Und wie geht das?
20 Minuten auf YouTube den Livestream zugucken.
Man geht auf seinen Epic Games Account und kann mal mit YouTube verbinden, oder was?
Nein, bei YouTube muss das machen. Geh auf Einstellungen.
Sagst du mir danach, Digga. Warte, ich bin gerade bei YouTube, warte. Ich schau mit Handy kurz. Landy, nee, ich spiele heute nicht mehr Arena. Morgen vielleicht.
Reaper Lemonade.
Einstellungen, ja. Jetzt verknüpfte Konten, oder?
Ja, und dann Epic Games.
Epic Games, okay. Verbinden.
We both make calls.
Yeah, we both have things we're a little bit better at, but we try to take.
Ich nehme mein Headset raus aus dem Laptop.
I'm just really excited to play with everyone from all the regions. Yeah,
Warum
also
bist
from
du?
what we've seen, OCE is a lot more aggressive.
Ja,
playstyle
ich glaube
because
schon.
We go for a lot higher point games, whereas yeah, NA and EU they have like way more passive
True.
playstyle than us, I think. It's a dream come true, to be honest. It's all I've wanted to do is just play games, and to have a huge opportunity like this is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same, but yeah, just crazy opportunity to be able to play against the best players around the world.
Kevin? Kevin?
Ja, was los?
Tschüss, Alter.
Was los?
Schaust du es noch zu Ende?
Ja, ich weiß nicht, ich guck mal.
Okay. Oh, da muss ich jetzt so einen scheiß Sicherheitscode eingeben, Alter. Gar keinen Bock. Wo ist denn der Code? Die Banane, Digga.
Warum?
我是 XXM， 我来自中国。
The rocket's gonna come up through. Are they all coming down? Moon PB.
我叫小蒙德，我来自中国。
我们是在那个亚洲锦标赛第6周海选的时候，然后双排拿到了亚洲第1。
A second rocket going to catch both players? How do you even find that angle?
当时我很高兴，我超级高兴。
Det var schon ein paar Chinesen, Digga.
These guys do not miss. You have to be careful. You cannot sleep on them.
我们为了准备这个比赛，我们每天。
Digga, der Asiate ist vom Tisch gesprungen, meinte er. Also, was? Ich bin noch im Ladescreen, chill. Ich bin mir sicher, ob mein Game sich aufgehangen hat oder nicht.
And it's over before we could even say anything because Xmende and XXM just destroyed them. Don't land on these guys.
因为我平时很喜欢购入，然后如果说获得这么多奖金的话，我一定会买。
也许我会在一个很悠闲的地方买一个栋房子，比如瑞士。
Ja, ich glaube, mein Game hat sich aufgehangen. Ich glaube nicht, ne? Ja, warte, ich komme wieder. Ja, ich kann nicht mal neu starten, der hat voll. What is this shit? Ah, geht da. So, da.
Hey man, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I've been following you for so long. It's crazy I'm here. I can't believe it, man. Can I get a video of you saying that I'm the best Fortnite player? Okay. Can you say Lucas is the best Fortnite player? Lucas is the best Fortnite player. Okay. Alright guys, we're here with Ali and he has a message. Very important message. Lucas is the best Fortnite player, okay? Thank you, man. Thank you. No worries. Thank you so much.
What's up, buddy? What's your name? Kevin, man. Kevin, nice to meet you, bro. How are we doing today? Doing good.
Oh, wie heißt denn der nochmal? Es ist das, genau, Digga.
It was crazy. $1 million jump. My teammate really clutched up. Have a good one. Yeah. Boom. There you go, buddy. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good one, man.
Here with my brother. That's your biggest fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. So, man, what's your name? James? And Justin. How we doing, boys? Sign right there. All right, good. Having fun at the event? Good, good. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
What's up, guys? It's Clicks.
And it's Skeptic.
And we qualified for NA East.
Alright, so me and Clicks' main goal, we even said it the day before.
Moin Ares, wie
We wanted
geht's?
to shoot for top 25 because we qualified the first week that it was duos. So we wanted to shoot for top 25 and we just blew out our expectations of how we played that day.
This is my first LAN event ever. I'm 14, so before this.
Boah, ich hoffe, dass Savage und Benji jetzt noch eine heftige Runden machen.
It's mind-blowing and it's a good journey. So one of my friends back in December recommended me to play with Clicks, so I tried playing with him once. We played a few games. We didn't do amazing. Well, we played pretty good, but I had to do a partner at the time, so I was good. But after he started competing high levels and Share the Love, he got first place and all that. I hit him up and we decided the game.
And then the first week, we probably played for 3 days, and that week we qualified.
Yeah.
So we had 3 days of practice and somehow qualified. Yeah, before big games, get my nerves out and make sure I'm on the right track. I literally just scream as loud as I can. Like my stream knows it, so hopefully that goes a long way.
Kann ich mal ein bisschen wieder lauter
I'm
machen?
not joking. No, I wash my hands. I have to get the perfect grip on my mouse, so I wash my hands a lot, like a lot a day, just to make sure I have a perfect grip on my mouse. Sounds pretty weird, but it helps.
Tons of people ask me questions on a daily, like how do you find the right sensitivity? And I feel like that's obviously the big mechanical way for the game. So I just tell people to stick in one sensitivity and just work your way at it, and it really comes a long way with my aim, my building, everything like that.
I say practice makes perfect with everything in life. Just I think about the game. The more you practice, the more you playing creative, the more you'll get mechanical, game-wise, and all that up. So I think practice makes perfect.
Aber mein Stream ist schon echt eine gute Quali. Genauso wie auf dem PC ist es.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The World Cup Finals Duos competition. My name is Dr. Lupo, and I missed you dearly. Joining me on the desk for the final 2 matches, Courage JD. You know him, you love him, one of the best men in the industry.
Oh, stop.
I'm super excited to see what these final 2 games have in store. We've watched a ridiculous competition thus far. Honestly, it's been insane. I've had a chance to watch some of the plays, some of the shots from some of these players, the accuracy, the heads-up gameplay. Jack, it's been insane. What do you think so far?
It's insane, Dr. Lupo. It is great to hear your voice, and I am so excited to be casting these final 2 games together for the Fortnite World Cup Finals Duo competition. We are 2 games away from crowning our first ever Fortnite World
Also die Quali von meinem Stream ist besser als von den anderen auf YouTube.
US dollars. That is a lot of money if you don't know how much US dollars is worth, because this is the World Cup, as you know. But Ben, I'm so excited.
It's insane. The $3 million for first place. That's not the only position on the leaderboard that takes home 7 figures. And to look at that leaderboard, we're going to throw it over to Sundown just to see where everybody stands thus far.
Thank you so much, Lupo and Courage. And what we have here is the current top 10 on the board. Now, we talked about this being the World Cup representation coming out in the top 20 from all of the regions in there. You can see NA currently sitting on top, but EU just behind them with representation from Mitro and Mongrel, Rojo and Wolfies. And then during the break, we got to talk to Hype and Serpent, who have also made a great play. Let's not forget about our most recent victory royale out of Nyrox and Aqua, climbing them into the top 10. Now, what we want to take into account, 2 matches are left. The highest elim totals we've seen out of a pairing is 12. We've seen it twice. What we have seen on the Victory Royale end, we've seen a 9 elimination, but more commonly, it's right around 5 or 6. So what does that mean? We can expect about 2 of the winners to come out with 15 to 16 points. If you look at that top 10 right now, the spread is 17 points. With 2 games remaining, everyone who is on this board has the ability to challenge for the top spot to be the first ever Duos World Champion at the Fortnite World Cup. No one is out of it. The Chinese pair is just off the page as well. Anybody can make a play. 2 matches are left. Let's head back inside, back into the action. Lupo and Courage, take it away.
Sundan, thank you so much for your analysis of the board thus far. And you're right. Looking at the board, the limited spread between 1st and 10th, 17 points is incredibly close, but that's not even the beginning of it. You have to realize that across all 50 duos, just 2 games, these last 2 could push any duo all the way up into the top. That top 10 taking a crazy amount of prizing home, Jack.
Yep. It is a life-changing amount of money, to say the least. As you know, people watching from around the world, millions and millions tuning in today. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. I want to hear from you right now. Tweet Dr. Lupo, myself, Fortnite. Which region will come out on top? Will NA remain up top? Will EU surge back? You heard some of the Asia, Oceanic, Brazil region still trying to push on through. I think NA is going to do it. I really do.
It's anybody's game, to be quite honest, but it's interesting to see trends from the qualifiers of previous weeks. You know, the 10 that we had leading up to this moment. Some of the names that were stars then, stars yet again here, and that consistency is going to shine through in a big way as we go into late games. We've had some of the highest player count final circles that we've ever seen. We've had a lot of aggressive gameplay from people at clutch moments. And that's not the end, Jack. We've got 2 games left, and Game 5 is ready to go, Jack.
Ladies and gentlemen, this crowd has been
vorletztes Spiel, ja.
here at the Arthur Ashe Tennis Arena in New York City. Which region will
Hä, was spielen die für eine Auflösung, Alter? Das ist ja Stretch Cut gewesen, ein bisschen.
3, 2, 1. The battle bus has launched. Game 5 is underway.
For the last few matches, Jack, we've seen some relatively contested, popular drop zones. I've been watching on Twitter, and a lot of people have discussed whether or not Loot Lake right now is one of the hottest drops in the game. You have a number of duos, high-power duos that have dropped there consistently thus far. Do you think going into this Game 5 and 6, We're gonna see similarly contested early.
Ein Win halt ist halt sehr wichtig von Mongrado oder so. Das wäre krank.
Teams that stick to their strategy are the teams that are, you know, staying out on top. It's why they're consistently placing. Say, Sap and Zayt, for example. Wouldn't be surprised
Ja.
if people stick with their normal game.
4, 5 Lamas, ja.
As Sundown did a great job of highlighting, Dr. Lupo. One big performance, 12 elims in a victory royale. 22-point game would shoot you way up the leaderboards.
Oh yeah. Ah, nur ein
so
Ball.
You can't count yourself out yet, as we do see our last match winners currently on our screen.
Uncontested there. Nyrox dropping.
Oh, so scheiß Waffen, Digga.
Very pivotal piece for late game survival. Gonna farm up all the materials he can inside. Not gonna smash too much of the outside until maybe the last second, just to prevent any reveal of his own position. He's just gonna go ahead and move on. And actually does see targets down below. A couple attempted shots. That scope, they are accuracy at this level. Gonna have to be very key if you're gonna try and pick up an elimination that early. The scope might be exactly what Nyrox needs to establish yet another elimination to put himself higher on the leaderboard with his duo.
Ist es ein Mädel oder was ist das? Nyrox. Schreibt's mal rein, Digga. Ist es ein Mädel oder nicht?
As it's known, you know, when you land on the southwest side of the map, if you don't land in an exact big area, it's a very, very scrappy start. It's a lot around getting a baller, rotating on through, and just try to, you know, pick up one chest here, loot one building here, and piece some things together. It's known how tough it can be, but Nyrox and Aqua currently
Mongrado und Mitro wieder gleiche Stelle. Skeptic Clicks auch. Oh, Oslo, Digga.
Have been contesting here with Clicks and Skeptic. Clicks and Skeptic so far, pretty quiet day today, Dr. Lupo.
I would agree. 4 duos though in Tilted. Going to be interesting to see who opts to take an early out. Maybe go for the ballers that spawn in that slipstream around the outside, or maybe get a little aggressive and push on another team that spawns in there. Potentially from an earlier game though, Skeptic hopefully learned his lesson. You don't want to L the camera necessarily too early.
Yep.
Love to see the confidence, so he's a very confident player, which does not surprise me. Extremely skilled, so that kind of gameplay, you're going to see it from Skeptic on and off the stream and on and off the land here.
Mongrado und Mitro 150 Leben. Geht klar.
Oh, incredible. It's, you know, you walk on through, you see all the tennis greats, and, you know, I hope they put up a poster of the winner of the Fortnite World Cup there. It's Serena Williams, Sap and Zayt.
Honestly, it would be incredible.
It would be. I think that sounds good to me. I think that, you know, people wouldn't be confused at all. But maybe it's the start of a great legacy here at this arena. But right now, you begin to point out Mongrel and Mitro landing here every single game. 4 teams though, still in Neo Tilted. When will the battle?
Wenigstens läuft's bei denen flüssig.
Players left. Every duo still represented.
Crazy powerful loadout. You saw he has 4 shadow bombs this early in the game. Those are incredibly powerful going into late game, especially when you're attempting to avoid confrontation as much as possible until just the right moment. You can shadow bomb out of almost anything. Granted, the people that may see you rotate don't have pinpoint accuracy, right, which honestly is typically the case in a lobby like this.
Well, we go ahead and look at Lucky Landing right now. 2 teams currently here. This has been the case so far this game. Gustavox, 8, and Wishy DP up against M11Z. And the duo right there.
At this point, yeah, I was going to say, it looks like they're just opting to do a little bit of a split here. Just watching the opponents move around down below. They don't necessarily have to push just yet. They do have a little bit of time before the storm starts to make a move here, so pressure is going to be applied before you know it. But a loadout like this, there's no shotgun in the inventory. They have the shockwaves to rotate if they need to, but those are oftentimes saved for late game if you can do it. It's an easy way to push through opponents' builds that are above you, as we've seen in previous matches countless times, take the high ground without maybe being challenged. The only downside is you put yourself way out in the open. We did see a number of players get eliminated on the fly, literally, while shooting through the air with a shotgun. So we'll have to see. Shots are behind Gustavox 8. Knocked down, no shield remaining.
Wondering if Daedra and M11Z decide to push off this Wishy. Reveals that he does have that heavy sniper. Grenades coming on through.
Grenades waren echt scheiße geworfen, Alter. Holy shit.
When you get that shield broken, there is a unique animation and sound effect. So Daedra and M11Z know that Gustavox on top has no shield left, and that heavy sniper rips through the wood right there. Good coordination to get some damage done on this player.
Saw Daedra holding that edit, that pyramid at the top, so we can look through, and shots from the duo up above, Wishy and Gustavox, well coordinated. No push yet. This is kind of a stalemate at this point, which for all 4 of these players may end up fighting them in the back. That being said, Wishy, the fly-in right there, pushing up, trying to get past, moving over to this brick pig and make their way into maybe a little bit of side cover.
Shrine made for me on the map is now Wishy will go ahead and loot that chest alongside Gustavox, who are both out of shields. Looks like Daedra and F1Z did what they wanted to, which is to push them out of Lucky Landing. Not sure if they're going to continue to pursue this. It doesn't appear so right now. And all things considered, I don't think they need to, right? They can go back now, farm up this whole area.
Ich glaube nicht, dass sie pissen sollten. Das wäre scheiße.
And continue to get materials now. Moving towards Dusty Divot. Rogue members Tetra and Eclipse currently building out up with players just below.
Clix and Skeptic, the duo underneath. A little bit of a split for Tetra and Eclipse. Hopefully does not come to bite them in the back. We'll see here in a second. Eclipse pushing up, trying to match position with Tetra. Shots on the baller. You don't want to see those things last too long. Nobody was in it. It was just rolling down the hill.
And this could be really useful, Ben, because the players down low that are going to get by this airstrike, I believe it's Clix and Skeptic, are only building with Wood, and Wood gets shredded on through. And Skeptic, because of that, now down to just 25 HP, and that might be the green light for this duo to push on forward. One player challenging up top. Eclipse has him trapped in the box. Does take a little bit more damage. It will be a build battle for height. Eclipse with a ton of materials, but look at the elimination feed. Tetra with the elim on the Skeptic, so it's a 2 versus 1. Clix all by himself.
Even if there's a sacrifice to the 2v1, that 1v1 afterwards and the pickup, the revive your teammate might be the best play. We'll see here in a second. Pressure from above, not yet. Clix all by himself right there. To take just a second and heal up. Any chance you can get to get a little bit of HP might be the key to staying alive.
And this is where I believe adjustments need to begin to be made, right? Eclipse and Tetra as they push on forward.
Clix, Digga, alleine, Digga.
Try to force him to happen.
Ja, gar keine Chance, Digga.
Right there as he goes down. The day of struggles for Skeptic and Clix continue. But the point I was going to make right there is now you're getting to a point where you need to go and push for those elims if you want to make the climb back up that leaderboard. Eclipse and Tetra obviously still have some work to do in that 2 versus 1 before another team can begin to push on in and try to steal that last elimination. They have to force the 2v1. Thankfully, Clix does it for them. They get the free elim and win that fight at Dusty Divot.
Meanwhile, Saf and Zate. First game winners, current leader Saf beat from above.
Oh, Saf, Digga, tschüss.
Heavy snipe to knock the pyramid, and immediately capitalizing on Saf being exposed, leaves Zate in a 1v2. A little bit of a panic, and the Shadow Bomb may or may not be enough. Right into the slip to try and sneak away. Gonna run down in some previous builds. That's a quick pick off there.
Saf, Digga, ist tot.
And that's the second time we've seen that today. The player with the heavy sniper, they can see that the pyramid is being edited on through and peeked through. So they immediately call that out. They time the shot alongside AR shots, or that one I believe it was actually shotguns. And Saf is eliminated before he can even build a single wall. As right now it's Zate all by himself. Now moving towards the northeastern side of the map near pressure plant. Our mech friend no longer there, but Nyx just took a ton of damage. Close by, I believe. Did he get sniped? I think he got sniped.
I believe he did. Sitting on quite a bit of healing though. The slurp, minis, that campfire, all going to be big there. You see he's waiting for the campfire to finish. He's going to pop that slurp, get back to 100, 100. Meanwhile, Airwax, Nikov owning the top of the ship here. Just taking shots at anybody that rotates. That high ground advantage, even early game. We look at it a lot late game. Yep. A lot of the build fights and late game rotations are capitalized by players that have the high ground advantage. But even early game, high ground gives the ability to scout. Aiden, Sean goes down. Aiden, an attempt to push on through and try and pick up the elimination on his opponent. Quinton inside the box there, does knock the wall out, picks up the materials, and kick right there to grab the card of his teammate.
I was going to say, I think that the teammate was not. So it is a 1 versus 1 in this fight. Aiden at max HP, gets the high ground for the moment. Quinton, absolute the health disadvantage. Aiden most likely knows this, continues to push for this elimination, wants to clean this up as quickly as possible. Wondering if Quinton has any traps to be used right here. Doesn't appear so as of right now. That edit was just missed by Quinton as he tried to go push back up to the high ground. Just get above. Aiden pushes on in, spraying. Unfortunately not able to connect, takes 44 damage right there. Quinton, a masterful fight so far. Aiden's health advantage now gone as they're about 15 HP between each other. But Aiden has the chug splashes, and Dr. Lupo, they show off just how good they are right there.
Quinton stuck all the way up top, popping that med kit, trying to get back to 100 HP. Aiden and Quinton in a little standoff here, a back and forth of epic proportions. Quinton,
there's the storm.
A little bit of pressure. He got up above. Quinton trying to watch that, holding that pyramid edit with a peek. Trying to catch himself up inside the pyramid by resetting. Can't quite do it. does fight for high ground. Aiden on controller, don't forget that. One of the best controller players we've ever seen. 101 HP remaining. These inside the box fights, the combat for who can own a wall, the back and forth is insane. And the top down view, Aiden can't quite get that pyramid edit and gets caught in his own door.
Did he miss? Yeah, I think he missed the edit out, did wind up building a door, and Quentin makes it back in time to grab the reboot card. So Aiden and Sean go down quite early in game number 5. 74 players remaining. Storm Surge still currently in play. Zayt and Sap far above it at 385 damage above. Shouldn't really have to worry about that too much. As Zayt is in another skirmish right here. Dr. Lupo not deciding to use the chug splashes to get that health up.
An interesting note here, you see Zayt taking single swings the wall that he doesn't own. He's attempting to bait the player from stopping a heal. He wants him to disengage from that so he can basically force a fight. He doesn't want them to get any of that HP back.
He got the floor.
Shield.
And he already had that wall!
Oh my gosh, and Tux goes down. What an angle shot from Zayt there.
And that right there is Zayt baiting his opponent into making that exact move. What you just saw was why Zayt has remained one of the best players in competitive Fortnite from the very early days. He replaced the first wall before that fight even began. Then he moved towards his opponent, shot out the floor to push him towards the wall he already replaced. And once he did that, once the player ran and thought he was safe, he quickly hops on up, edits his own wall that he placed earlier, and gets the free elimination. It's one of those plays that separates Zayt from the millions of other players that play Fortnite.
There's a reason they won that first game, Jack. It's going to show through and through throughout all these matches. Ziff is called on your screen.
Aqua ist noch da.
Game
nice.
5. 2 matches remaining.
It's a very Eastern moment.
Benji und Savage, Digga. Die müssen da gewinnen, Alter.
Lonely Lodge will still narrowly be in play. Outside of that, just the drone ship from up above.
The right side of your screen, don't get the format for these. Oh, Quinn goes down.
I think he got caught with his build still in his hand. He wasn't expecting it.
See the blueprint out. You hate to see that. The Victory Royale worth 10 points. Top 5 is 7.
Oh ja, jetzt hat er auch wenigstens Mats wenigstens zum Überleben, Alter.
That single point and every elimination so valuable in 6 matches. We're not looking at the same 10 that we saw in the qualifying weeks. You have only the 6, but it's a guaranteed 6. You have to take advantage of every elim you can, because looking at the leaderboard like Sundown did earlier, 17 points at that time spread 1st to 10th place.
Yep. Here the fights continue. Tyler 15 and Lanane.
Man hat dort alleine fast gar keine Chance mehr, Alter. Hab ich auch im Worldcup gemerkt.
You've got to think these players know exactly where they are, and that's what they're going to do. Already 4 eliminations between 4ZR as well as Noward, and they're trying to get this wall replaced. They've got one. Did he get the pyramid as well? I can't tell as of right now.
Interesting note about Tyler 15 and Lanane. They had planned to run just the first qualifier, week 2 together, and if they did not qualify for the World Cup, they agreed that they were going to try and hook up with their normal duos.
Yep.
And lo and behold, they qualified for the World Cup, so here they are. They have not spent a whole lot of time together, and it's amazing to say that because the cohesion.
Heavy, ja, Heavy ist schon heavy,
when you
ne?
watch them, they're on top of each other's game the entire time.
Yep.
Oh, da ist einfach ein Jump Hit geplaced.
65 players left. The next Storm Surge could be
Savage und Benji, wie die.
Used as Crims right now eats a rocket to the face, down to just 79 HP. Thankfully, if you're a Crims fan, he does have 5 minis to pop, 2 big shields. I'm sure Spades. Oh no, Spades is full health, so I was gonna say, I'm sure Spades, if he needs some shields,
they are good to go. They are good to go.
Spades just needed more AR ammo to keep shooting, Dr.
Exactly,
Lupo.
exactly. Hold down that left click and see what you can get. Especially in situations like this. We even saw that kind of thing happen in the Pro-Am. I think Tim the Tatman faced attacks from multiple sides while in the box.
It happens.
A number of players know how that feels, and so the ammunition does get chewed through quite.
Benji and Savage.
You see where all these players are stacked up. Rote DW and Blue T taking over that main lodge right now. Sid's Lucky. Don't see the duo anywhere, so Sid's Lucky might be all by himself at the moment. 62 players left. Zayt, remember.
Digga, oben ist ja keiner einfach.
And it looks like Vinny also all alone. Maybe Zexor dropped earlier on in this game too.
Ja, die Zipline, Digga, wenn die jemand verwendet. Absolut tot.
Especially when we're on the second to last. Pressure is at an all-time high for some of these players. especially the ones that have never experienced a LAN event like this. And this is the biggest one that Fortnite has ever had. Do you think they're going to be able to capitalize on that, take advantage of their own nerves, and use that to climb the leaderboard?
I mean,
or is it going to get the best of them?
I'm just really, I can't even speak from experience.
Gral und Mitro sind wenigstens noch da. Die Kids haben die denn.
Tim, Ninja, well, basically everyone yesterday as I got top 8, and that was an incredible performance that I'm truly proud of.
Jack, you outplaced us in both winnings and wake.
But as we take a look at this again, I actually forget what I was going for this because I was complimenting myself so much. But Nate Hill and Funk Bomb, two players who've had a very quiet day so far, up 4 points up to this game. They've matched that in this one alone, so they're at 8 overall. And well, that's that moment we're talking about. With the shield broken, the entire lobby has decided you are the player we're going to shoot at. And Nate Hill is burning through materials. This is looking like it's going to end right here for this FaZe Clan duo. Nate trying to make it through. Just a frantic flint knock shot. At that point, it's desperation. 6 total builds, no healing, only 34 HP.
Imagine if Nate had caught Wade.
Did tag him. And no.
Gospel side is caught between multiple teams.
Mädchen, Digga. Konnte nichts mehr machen. Scheiße.
Shots, a tough break there in game 5 for Nate Hill and Funk Bomb.
Keenstar and Hunter do wind up finishing off that elimination with the help of Serpent and crew.
Und Gral Mitro.
This zone that is in the middle of a forest, but most trees are now gone. I'm looking at the minimap right now. This is a pretty central zone where everything's remaining. So players on the outside will need to move in from all areas. The zone pushing forward. Here are Mitro and Mongol. A quiet game so far. 0 eliminations up to this point. The question remains, will EU climb up into the top 3? They're just on the outside right now. I know this is a NA home turf, but I know the hundreds of thousands of European members of the Fortnite community are out there rooting for duos like Mongol and Mitro to pop on up. And unfortunately, when I mentioned EU duos, I just saw Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage go down to the duo of Arkram and Falconer as they continue to perform well, a team also in the top 6.
Not out of this just yet. 1 game still remaining this circle, a east-southeast push. This is the 50-50 where you're going to see a number of players sit inside the next safe zone and take advantage of that ability to watch people rotate in. That's where a lot of the eliminations mid-game happen, is people trying to get into the next position, and players like Mongrel, Mitro, they are in spots to take advantage of that. That being said, Ronaldo does take out Mitro on the feet, picks up that elimination for the duo. 28 duos remaining.
Keine Kills, Digga.
To placement points yet. That happens at 15, Jack.
Yeah, and Mongrel knows this. When you look at his inventory right now, no combat shotgun, still this epic tactical shotgun, quite good. The big question for me, 2 shadow bombs, all the movement, how exactly does he play this? Mongrel looking for an elimination, shot comes on in, does get a small little shield tag, but not too much to begin to push that. Good job at least getting up this layer of height. Remember, it's so tough in elevation here when there's so many builds. Bottom right of your screen, another solo still remaining. It's Zayd, who still has, I believe, 3 shadow bombs left, Dr. Lupo, to make plays in the late game.
2 of the biggest players we've watched thus far. A lot of people just waiting to see how things are going to play out. Mongrel holding this edit. He's waiting for that opportunity to pop up with that purple tag. See if he can do enough damage to pick up an elimination or at least a knock, especially as we get into the circles where movement of the entire zone is going to happen. A knock will translate into a full elimination. The siphon will kick in for the HP or shield. Those last second elims before things start to move, those are huge. They give you that little boost you might need to engage in the fight on the move. Falconer, Arkram sitting in a great spot right now, kind of smack dab in the middle of the current safe zone.
Yeah.
We have 21 seconds before this circle starts to move.
I mean, I feel like this duo hasn't been spoken about a ton so far today. They're currently top 5, Dr. Lupo. In another place where...
Incredible players.
Yeah, they can absolutely make some noise right here in this one if they can finish strong. Remember, other teams in the top 5, they'll still have representation. With Zayt still in this one. Falconer and Arkram. Arkram quite weak at the moment, though. About 120 HP in total. 27 duos left. If you're keeping in mind the format of this game, it's top 15, and they're going to go ahead and shockwave across. They both use one shockwave together, and now the push begins. Falconer slowly inching towards this zone. He's being pressured by some stinks at the moment. Only 7 total builds left. He's got to follow up his teammate, and that's a great recovery by this duo. He's made it back to Arkram, but look at the high ground, folks. The battle begins now. Aqua and Nyrox are winners from last game, already back on height, and high ground has been the key to victory so far today.
Just underneath Airwax, the back-to-back Pro-Am winner and his
Oh, Mongrel mit der Schatten-Nade, sehr wichtig, Alter.
Previous game winner sitting all the way up on top. Cease and Elevate rotating across the very front of the circle. You see players flying across the current safe zone. The shockwave grenades so key in movement late game right now in the current meta. Players on bottom fighting it out. Only a few ballers left in play right now, and they're most likely, if not already, going to be eliminated very quickly.
19 duos left.
Aqua on the top. He'll come float back down here in just a second.
Battle still going. Nyrox and Aqua off the high ground. No one challenging for it as of yet. You got Elevate and C still on the low ground. Punisher there as well. Mongrel still making plays happen without any movement items left. We are one team away from placement points being earned, and there it is. We are now in our top 15.
Zay getting caught off guard from behind. Name drops in.
He wound up dropping in.
Nice.
Takes just outside of placement points.
Zay and Saf will not earn placement points this game. The lobby beginning to drop like flies, and look on the high ground still, folks. It's Nyrox and Aqua setting themselves up for a great spot at the end of this game. 2 players still left in ballers. Somehow, Mongrel is, oh no, he goes down.
Schade, man. Schade, man.
11 players left, Dr. Lupo.
Players all the way to the high ground, still Aqua and Nyrox. They have absolute ownership of everything underneath them so long as they stay on top of their material count and they don't get overzealous with those builds. You have to savor those because right now there's nothing left unless you pick it up from a player that gets eliminated. Item at the edge of the zone goes down. Spray from that minigun from Aqua. He is not letting anybody move unchallenged right now.
Mann, Mongrel hat so gut gespielt, Alter. Fuck. Schade, Mann.
Clusia with the elimination on a Chapix. Cease and Elevate deciding to drop down low because I believe they're out of builds. They just got to go brawler mode.
Oh my God, die Minigun.
Chunked by this minigun of Aqua as he continues to rain down fire. Down goes Cease. Elevate now weak as well.
The circle's moving back the other way. Wolfies is at the forefront right now in one of the best spots because
die Minigun schießt einfach von alleine.
He can just make his way on through without challenge.
Skype trying to challenge for high ground and gets absolutely beamed. Daedra and Wolfies in this game as solos. Clusia as well.
Ja, man, gut, Gleiter Replay braucht er jetzt nicht mehr.
Could they get another victory royale? Currently at 5 eliminations this game.
Aqua, stink grenades from above, still riding the minigun, still 250 small ammunition remaining, and this thing is so punishing from above. You have that high ground advantage. You have the shots on Wolfies from above the elimination, a 3v2 situation. Aqua, Nyrox looking to pick up the first World Cup back-to-back victory royale, Jack.
Pressure coming on in, they drop down low, the tag's coming
Oh my gosh!
There it is! A 17
Ja, Mann, wie er sich gefreut hat.
Aqua and Nyrox as they win it again.
Easy.
That alone, those 2 games may be enough to push them all the way to the top of the leaderboard, and they are 1 game away if they can hold that.
Aqua schon wieder gewonnen.
$1 million.
Das ist krank, dass Aqua wieder gewonnen hat.
Folks, here it is again. Aqua with that minigun up top just made it impossible for any other team to even try to contest them on high ground. They send Nyrox down, Clusia there as well. Here, Clusia was doing everything he could, but again, when you're at a number disadvantage, Dr. Lupo, a health disadvantage, when you're on the low ground as well, I mean, I just don't see how you could even win the game. He tried to edit him down. Unfortunately, just can't hit the final shots as Aqua still drops him with 200 HP.
Der.
And again, much deserved.
Das ist schon crank.
The reactions from these players are one of my favorite parts, especially at this level, Jack.
Yeah.
1 game remaining. World Cup Finals Duos competition, and the best players we've ever seen in any lobby, literally ever.
Yep.
And we're here along with literally 18,000 people at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yeah, and they are enjoying themselves here today. What a feeling it has been. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage so far of the Fortnite World Cup Finals live from New York City. A reminder for the millions watching online right now, we still have another day of competition, and tomorrow it gets even more intense. The solos competition will be underway
Was meinst du mit etwas in der Mitte?
Will be involved as well. I'm sure a lot of people here looking forward to that, as it is going to be one to remember tomorrow. There's no duos that can save you. There's no reboots. It's you and you only.
Noch eine Runde, ey.
Who do you have? If you look at the entire list of everybody for solos, real quick, one or two names. Who do you think's gonna do well?
Oh gosh, well I'm looking at anyone who's double.
Oh, die haben schon 2 Wins gemacht. Als ob die immer noch hinten sind, Digga. Die haben 2 Wins gemacht.
Now a completely shifted focus. Saf
Nyrox.
Still in the lead.
3 points, Jack.
Yes.
First and second are separated by 3 points. The 2 victory royales now for Nyrox and Aqua.
Aber das ist krass, dass sie schon 2 Wins gemacht haben. Von 5 Stück. Jetzt kommt noch eine Runde.
Twitter's talked about it about a million times. Reddit says it over and over again. EU versus NA, and I think right now this leaderboard screams that the competition on both sides is huge. Page 2 on your screen.
12. nur Benji, ey.
There's Benji Fishy and Mr. Savage, 12th place right now, 25 points. The difference between 11th and 20th, just 6 points right now. Dr. Lupo still in somebody's game.
Nyrox, ja.
On through. What a day we've had so far. Just one game left. Everything on the line here. Players preparing for this one.
Männlich und weiblich, ja.
Momentarily, but again, there are our leaders. And what we
Ah,
saw
ich glaube
right
sogar
there,
weiblich. Nyrox sieht voll weiblich aus.
Remember, when tiebreakers come into play, that second victory royale could make a major difference. We are almost ready for this last game here, but we want to take a look back at game number 5 with Ball.
Letztes Game, Alter. Wir müssen mal Savage oder Mitro mal einen Win machen hier. Aber Mitro hat schon gut gespielt.
We're going to take a look at some of the moments from Zayt and Saf's game, because Saf actually went down early. So let's go ahead and roll it, because this is Zayt being 300 IQ. Using the sound of the slipstream. This is something he does
Komme gleich
so
wieder.
well.
Es dauert ein bisschen, bis wir wieder eine Runde starten.
Finishes off the first one right away. That's Borwin. Tux tries to make the play, but not before he finishes the elimination. And then Zayt ends up going down, tries to get the wall replaced for a bit, but continues on forward, gets back up with the slipstream, eventually comes back up to take out the last remaining player here. This was a 1v2 clutch. And if you think about the standings right now, they were at 40 points before this game began. They got 3 points in this one here by himself. That's what kept him in the lead here today, right now. Finally picking up Volks on the outside of the zone. That's perfect play from Zayt. Didn't get quite top 15, but he did get this one last elimination, and that is what is keeping them in the game right now. You have to remember, they did not play too well in the last game. They accrued a little bit of points, and they're doing it again. They have to have a strong game here. But when you think about the rest of them too, Mongrel and Mitro, they had only Mongrel for a little while. Vinny and Zexro, they only went down to Zexro as well. So clutch is all up. I mean, it literally, it comes down to one per player's performance. I can't wait to see this last game. Gentlemen, please, if you don't mind, close us out.
Thank you, Ball. Great stuff as always. And whoa, oh there, okay.
Marshmallow joining us on the cast.
Yeah, I think that's basically exactly how it works. Now we have a little bit of special announcement for everyone live in the venue right now. Pay attention, Fortnite World Cup attendees, to celebrate the 1 p.m. Marshmallow live performance on Sunday. Tomorrow, the first 2,500 fans to enter the Arthur Ashe Stadium will receive a Marshmallow cosplay helmet to wear during the performance. The first 400 fans to enter the stadium will also receive the Marshmallow supply drop codes. These special codes contain the Marshmallow outfit, the Mellow Rider glider, the all-new Mellow Mallets pickaxe, and 1,000 V-Bucks. Also, the first 10,000 fans to enter the stadium will receive Fortnite-themed Thunder Axes to make noise while cheering on their favorite players during the Fortnite World Cup Finals. Doors to the Arthur Ashe Stadium open at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow, so you want to make sure you get here early to make sure you get your seat. I'm looking forward to that.
Can you show me the axes, please?
I mean, look at this. You know how loud this is going to be in here tomorrow when you're banging these around, when you can annoy your siblings with these when you wind up going home with them. I don't want to give everyone any more ideas, but I'm ready for that performance. It's going to be an absolute blast. I know, I'm sure everyone here looking forward to that as well. Marshmallow, so much fun to watch live, but this is it. Dr. Lupo, at the end of this game, we will crown the first ever Fortnite World Champions. I cannot believe we made it here. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. $15 million on the line here. 3, 2, 1.
Jack, 10 weeks of practice, the qualifiers, constant hours of scrimmaging against each other. These players know each other's strategies. They know where they're going to drop. They know when they will and won't pressure. This is going to be intense. Everything comes down to this last match, and as we've seen from previous games, 20-plus points is easily attainable in a single match, which means tons of players still in contention for first place.
Yeah. Anyone can still make some moves here.
The back-to-back winners, Nyrox, Aqua, on your screen right now. Saw him making a drop down to the southwest corner of the map. If it works, I think you stick to it.
Right? I mean, it's working for these guys right now. Who will win which region will take home the Fortnite World Champion title? And already the first player dropped. Eclipse goes. Tetra goes. That will end their duos competition just like that. Before Aqua and Nyrox have even landed, that's tough, Dr. Lupo.
Feels bad.
Feels bad, man.
Tried their hardest on to the next one. You know, Aqua, quick little note there, dealt 1,152 damage in the last match, over 3 times higher than the match average of 335. I think that goes to show just how involved Aqua and Nyrox love to get when combat situations arise, an opportunity to third party, take shots at players on rotation.
Yep.
Those damage numbers add up in a big way, and most of the time to eliminations. Jack, every elim's a point. Placement is huge as well. PF Zin and Nyx. Duo from Brazil looking to make shots here. Players over at Snobby do pick up that first elimination. Twiz goes down. His duo nowhere to be seen just yet, but that elim is big for them, an early point, very key. Format on the right side of your screen, if you forgot. Look it up top, that little evil base, the bolt action sniper rifle. Temporarily vaulted, brought back a headshot as a knockdown, 105 to the body. Big damage there.
So here we go, players now still fighting. It's Keatstar and Hunter. Shockwave grenades picked up, 20 total builds possible right now. 200 HP, so they have all the shields they could ever want. Wondering if they've done any damage yet to their opponents. Looks like they'll just go ahead and be happy with backing on them for now. Don't want their final game to end super, super early.
We can see in the minimap down there. I'm curious if they know other players are over there at Mega Mall. Meanwhile, Aiden and Sean, Paradise bombs. Aiden goes down. It's all up to Sean to try and make the clutch save. It is Pottle. SSK, Jam side, also dropping down here every single time, but it is not enough. Jam side comes out on top, able to temporarily save his duo.
And there goes Aiden and Sean. They now exit the World Cup duos as well.
More pressure though. Jay and Little also dropping here at Paradise. These highly contested, very important POIs are big. Oh my gosh.
So, die letzte Runde kommt jetzt.
Shockwaves in, stink grenades deployed, and there it goes. The elimination comes on through as they got the scent of blood and like sharks in the water chase down their opponent.
Ja, der war alleine. Alleine hast du keine Chance fast mehr.
Especially at the World Cup. If you get a knockdown, if you're in a 2v1, you're even willing to
sacrifice
your teammate potentially in a situation like that.
Already, people are dropping much quicker this game.
Oh, 100%.
Already down to 7 duos eliminated from this one. 84 players left in total. And you might think, you know, that's not a lot in Fortnite, but no.
Oh my God, nimm mal ein Infanteriegewehr hier.
They're going quick. And I will say this duo of Daedra and M11Z, if they can make it to late game with the assault rifles they have a legendary assault rifle, Dr. Lupo, and an epic infantry rifle. Both of those can shred. And as we know, editing out windows, finding opponents who are rotating, maybe hitting a slipstream or in shadow form, some well-timed AR shots can mean quick damage and eliminations.
We're gonna have to see going into the late game if this aggressive gameplay continues. 30 seconds until the circle moves. Meanwhile, over at Neo Tilted, we've seen this 2v2 so many times. Clicks and Skeptic versus Mongrel and Mitro. The high ground taken all the way up top, pressure from above. Clix looking to see if he can hit a shot. He's quick at it. 103 from Mongrel from underneath. Gonna edit out and try and take the high ground. At this point, no shield on Clix inside the box. Trying to get the edit, can't quite get it just yet. Here we go, opting to maybe fake a rotation away, maybe using the shadow to climb all the way up the high ground. Can't quite get it. He's gonna have to jump all the way to the bottom to get back out of the fight. Hits from underneath. He's gonna box up just a little bit and rotate for a better angle at this point. Meanwhile, Mitro in the baller. Bottom of the building, they're paired up together at this point. Mongrel actually, they're shifted buildings away from each other. And Clix and Skeptic have the ultimate high ground from above on this fight. Beaming that baller, can't quite see if they got the break just yet. But separated, Mongrel and Mitro not gonna be as effective as Clix and Skeptic when it comes to solo, just
oh my god,
pressure to a single target. And that's so important because if you can get a shield break or even a knock because you've shot the same target, like you've beamed them down.
Boah, Mitro darf nicht sterben, Alter.
Through their builds to try and counter it. It's so much easier when you're standing on top of each other. That might be pivotal in deciding who wins the current 2v2.
Yeah, and they're going to go ahead and back on up. I will say, Skeptic basically saves Clix right there, who was down to just 28 HP. Skeptic able to get there in time. They get the minis popped as well. Landjock and Punisher, who had some early exits in some games. At the beginning of today, looking to see if they can end on a high note right now. One chug splash used to get up to 157 HP. Landjock with the elimination down on to Lanane as they continue to bust on through. 2 versus 1. Lanane dead. They get the full elimination. Chug splash unfortunately missed right there as he was shockwaved away, but he'll hop right back in to help us do it.
Drop in, fighting the same box. Tyler 15 goes down. That kind of 2v1 is tough. You're stuck inside the box with both opponents. There's kind of no way out, especially when some of the walls may not even necessarily be yours.
And Clix and Skeptic run away from Tilted to not have to deal with a fight there, but instead...
Ja, Tilted war jetzt gerade echt schwierig, Digga. Jetzt Mitro.
Now the fight begins. Skeptic drops.
Da würde ich auch weglaufen.
Clix taking a ton of damage right there as well. And did they just get an elimination? So the player was knocked. The player was knocked, and the elimination was actually finished by the airstrike coming on through. Clix does get knocked by the stink. We hopped away from that at an unfortunate time, but we do get an update there as Skeptic now at 150 HP.
Ja, wahrscheinlich weiß er genau, wo der ist, Digga.
Only 2 builds left. Clix now knocked, and nades flying on in. Oh, the 150! The 150 makes the difference! Can Skeptic clutch right now? You see the panic stink, he actually stinks himself right there. Skeptic with no builds, relying on just this hand cannon. Can he get the full elimination for the extra HP? It looks like they'll decide to fall back and eliminate Clix right now. Skeptic looking to try to cut down this player. They have knocked. How many mats will he get? Looks like 12 total builds. Might be a difference maker in this one. Wall in place, not going to happen as of yet. Tries to make a shot.
Oh my gosh!
Gut gemacht.
Skeptic.
Sehr nice, Digga.
And you see he shakes his head right there. Does get the job done. The one-shot headshot from the hand cannon. 150 to the dome. Swings the battle in his favor. No mats, no teammate, no problem as Skeptic gets the job done.
I said it before and I'll say it again.
Nice
He's one of the
hits,
most confident players that we have seen in the World Cup, and right there, literally standing in the open to bait a shot so he could hit that 150 with a hand cannon is huge.
He knew he needed to do something to swing the tide of that battle. It's literally nearly impossible to win with 0 mats and they have the high ground. And guess what? As the player went down to thirst, his teammate, well,
pass hinter dir auf, Digga. Was macht denn der?
Saf and Zate, who had a 3-point lead on second place heading to this game, currently at 0 points earned so far, but still in a position where they can earn a lot off placement and finish strong to be crowned world champions. We'll see if it goes their way. They do have 1 heavy sniper, 4 shadow bombs. You see in the inventory of Saf, and a launch pad too, so a lot of items to use in the late game, Dr. Lupo.
Another player flying in, Wishy DP. Gustavox 8.
Stomp here launching.
A duo that I want to have my eyes on quite a bit. We see a quick little edit fight here through.
Oh, nice.
They pick off Zexro and Vinny inside their own build.
Zexro and Vinny, I believe, were
heftige Hits, Alter.
Top 5 heading into this game, so an unfortunate ending for them. And all things considered, you know, Stompy and Chinken were
Schon viele Stinknates, Alter.
across the 5 weeks.
I think it was the highest average of any duo.
And we haven't really seen much of them today, so finally seen a little bit from that duo, as many people had very high expectations. Chapix running away right now, nearby as well.
Back, applying some pressure there to a ramp being built up. Chapix kind of all by himself between two duos here, Dubs and Mega. The heavy snipe to drop Dubs down. He's gonna have to build back just a little bit, reconnect. And make sure your structures are held up by more than just one there, and somebody's got their eye on Dubs still. Gonna jump inside a pyramid, hold that edit. Mega sitting up on top of the windmill in a baller. Just kind of waiting at this point. They're just
keine Kills on there, Alter.
Just a second. Yeah. 67 damage above the threshold.
But look, because it's a 70-player threshold and this lobby has dropped quicker, Storm Shield pops up, one player gets eliminated, it dropped the lobby down to 69, and immediately
Ich sehe gar nicht mehr Mongral und Ding, Benji. Wo sind die?
But the Storm Surge shuts down on this second zone when the player count drops below 70. So only one player had to go down. That's exactly what happens. So the players below the damage threshold right there do just escape for the moment.
So Mats haben die echt wenig, Digga.
Right now.
1 minute remaining to the next circle. The final match for the duos competition here at the Fortnite World Cup. Still anybody's game. Like you said, $15 million on the line, and Saf and Zate are really pushing for that first place position. Applying pressure from above, gonna drop down. Just do a little bit of damage, but not the best spot to sit and try and fight that. Saf's gonna back up top and use that final mini, 149 total HP. And I was literally about to say, can still go down to a heavy snipe to the body, and that may be exactly what happened. Luckily,
oh my god,
still pick Saf up. Less pressure comes in from that duo that just took that shot.
They just get updated that Mitro was just eliminated, but remember folks, this is Zate and Saf on your screen, who are our current leaders today. Saf knocked, it looks like Zate's gonna try to go for the revive, and no one's nearby. Talk about a perfect scenario for them to be able to get a revive in. That could have spelled disaster. But up off the ground goes
Zum Glück hat er ihn geheilt.
and they can breathe a sigh of relief as they're both back in play.
Looks like the players.
Ja, Savage sehe ich noch.
Modern building at Blue Lake, the north side there. Still inside the safe zone. Meanwhile, the
Savage ist was. Ich weiß nicht, ob Savage. Mongral ist wieder alleine.
One of the most popular EU players, all on his own right now. Ongram, Mitro, 10 points behind first, 2 points behind fifth overall going into this match. They are so close to the top of the leaderboard, Jack. Saf and Zate, by the way, first going to this match.
Continue to keep watching exactly where the players stack up. Mongrel, all the pressure on him. If there's one thing you can see, legendary rocket launcher.
Ja, die Schattenbombe, ich weiß nicht, ob ich die jetzt genutzt hätte.
He can somehow get high ground late game and use the maxed ammo rocket launcher to just fire down shots and get multiple eliminations. And there's an 86 tag right away with that legendary infantry rifle.
Ja, die ist auch crank, die Waffe. Oh, der ist down.
Any damage you can deal. With eliminations, even just 1 or 2, maybe Keys is lucky, and Rush flying in. Right-siders just a second. Meanwhile, Aqua and Nyrox, the back-to-back winners, looking to pick up their third duo victory royale here in a second. Catches an opponent inside the same box. The duo looks to follow through, take the wall, the shots through, and the back-to-back healing may happen. Still applying pressure, and there it is.
And you see the excitement right there.
Das war nice.
The point they get is an opportunity to make this comeback happen and a potential win for the European region. I just saw Chinken go down in the elimination feed, and they've got chunk splashes galore. Still get back up to full health, and still scrappy game right now for Zate and Saf. 0 points on the board, and they are nowhere close to earning placement points at this one.
A minute remaining before the next storm. They're gonna have to position themselves to move. Before too long, pressure is going to happen on the rotation. You're going to see players in positions to take advantage of people moving in from the outside of the storm. When we get to circle 5 to 6, when the half and half happens, that's kind of when it gets a little crazy, right? Yeah. The elimination feed is full of players getting knocked and finished by the storm. Potentially, you have duos going down at that point. But right now, Saf and Zate biding their time. They don't want to burn too many materials this early. 60 possible builds in Saf's inventory, 50 in Zayd's. Don't have to move just yet.
Reminder for everyone watching at home, this is our final game today. At the end of this, the score will be tallied and we will crown our first ever Fortnite World Cup champions, our Fortnite World Champions, live from the Arthur Ashe Tennis Stadium here in New York City. Stay involved in the conversation. Use that hashtag Fortnite World Cup before, well, everything goes insane in these next few moments. The fourth zone has popped on up. 56 players left, 34 duos. Who will take the final victory royale?
Ich glaube, Mongral hat noch gute Zone.
At least one baller.
Wenn noch lebt.
Looks like Rojo's going to make that move. Wolfie's just kind of waiting, biding his time, maybe looking to take a shot at somebody, baiting your teammate.
Savage und so habe ich nicht gesehen mehr.
Going to move down this little camp underneath, kind of shack and farm up everything that he can. Materials, like we've said before, we'll say it again. You always see late games where it comes down to potentially who does and does not have those remaining. So getting those couple materials can be key. Wolfie's, you heard the snipe shot there. Looks like nobody got connected with it. Still waiting above 107 build.
Da Mongral.
Mega and Dubs down underneath.
Kannst eh klatschen, Alter.
Bell, Mongrel across the street for ZR and nowhere. Saf and Zayd. So many players bunched up in the same structures right now. This might be the time for players like Mega and Dubs to take.
Oh, die haben auch keine Mats, Alter.
Windows. They're looking for players rotating, or even getting pressured from others that may be around them to shoot it on the same surfaces. See if they can pick up those.
Ah, Mongral, Digga.
And Mega currently top 5 in this tournament.
Ich glaube, die wollen zu Mongral, Digga.
Make some noise. The battle for first continues. The top 5 duos still all in play. Storm Surge did just pop up, but it's only for the top 50 players right now. So 2 more players need to drop, and Storm Surge will be over.
Just a quick note, I saw in the feed a moment ago, Nyrox, one of the back-to-back duo winners, picked up an elimination on Skeptic in the feed.
Dude, this is so close.
Tough day for them, but yes, 31 duos. More than half of the lobby needs to go down before we even get to placement points. And Nyrox and Aqua are sitting on 4 total right now, which is huge for them.
They're already in the next zone. They're on the high ground. They've got 5 shadow bombs, near max materials, 4 shockwave grenades, already 4 limbs. Ben, they could somehow do this. They actually
Nyrox ist auch safe, ne Frau.
To win
safe.
Another game, and there they just eliminated Ronaldo. The 5th elimination for Nyrox and Aqua. They've already got another player down to just HP too.
At this point, imagine 3 victory royales in a row for this duo would be absolutely definitive that this is one of the best, if not the best duo in Fortnite right now.
Oh ja, Mongral hat wieder auch gute Zone wieder. Das ist nicht so. Oh, die sind ein Punkt.
Jackets 1 point, but 1 first and second point away from first. But there, Zayd gets it a limb. Now 2 points away again. Saf with it a limb as well.
It was the same player. Was the knock?
Okay, they were knocking him. Okay, but still, either way, within a couple points of first place. And on the top left, the team in second. On the bottom right, the team in first. Who will become the first ever Fortnite World Champions?
Go rotation occurring. Mongrel in the feed, picking up the elimination on Dubs.
He just knocked out. He just eliminated Dubs.
Oh, Mongral, Digga. Nice, Digga. Sick.
But it doesn't really matter at this point. They just need to focus on positioning and catching players on rotation. Funk at the top of your screen. Tons of players bunched up near each other. Mongrel, and it just he shots the rocket out. See if pressure can happen there. Mongrel may be able to pick up an elim soon. An RPG.
Oh, 2 Kills hat er schon gemacht.
Competitive Fortnite, super advantageous, especially if you have players that are on the move. Get a shot just in front of them. He's going. He's quick at it. Mongrel's looking for any chance.
Oh, Mongral, Digga, mit seinen Edits, Digga, flex ja richtig rum.
And remember, earlier in today's competition, it was Mitro who winds up living all the way to the end by himself and getting.
Ich werde versuchen, einen von High Ground einfach wegzuschießen.
After just game number 1, now it's Mongrel's turn to do the same. The new pickup for FaZe Clan looking to clutch on up, putting shots down range. I believe this is Mega, one of his teammates on FaZe, who's on the other side of that metal, and he's not relenting with this pressure. both of these duos actually in our top 10 right now. The new zone pops on up, and this is a full moving zone. Did he get the elim?
Ja, er hat sie bekommen. Oh mein Gott.
Elimination onto Mega. Just single-handedly took down Dubs and Mega.
I don't know if you saw that when the elim popped up on a screen. The eyebrows
Oh
raised
my
just a little
God,
bit. He may have
Bruder.
even been surprised that he picked that one off. That's a huge point for that duo.
They're absolutely within arm's reach of making this happen. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the final
Oh, Berg
moments
ist
of
voll
the
wichtig.
Fortnite World Cup Duos competition. Who will take home $3 million and the title of Fortnite World Champion? Mongrel trying to put his name into the hat. 3 eliminations so far. Storm Surge has begun, but they're far and away above it. He uses his last Shadow Bomb, though, Dr. Lupo.
Over 1,000 damage above, but yeah, that last mobility piece, that might be a mistake we'll have to see here in a second. The move so far, though, that maybe that was his only choice to stay in this. Look at you, the left side of your screen right now, folks, is insanity. So many players making their way across in even the same structures built by their opponents. 36 total players. We're at 23 duos remaining. 8 more duos need to go down before we get to the placement points. And with how close first, second, third, all those placements are to each other, every single point is going to matter coming down to the last moments here.
Saf all by himself now. You see Aqua weak, Nyrox weak. Players dropping another Shockwave, using it all the way ahead of the zone. It could be a game-saving play on the bottom right of your screen. Aqua's all by himself. Mongrel now one shot. This could be the end. No, no! He gets 50 health. Mongrel gets 50 health. He'll live to see another day as the zone doesn't take him yet. Can the young god make it happen? No! The player turns.
Oh, scheiße, Digga.
As he does drop out there. They will not finish atop our leaderboards.
Immediately after Stompy picks up the elim on Mongrel, Nate Hill takes him out, and we're down to 22 players left. We're down
Scheiße,
to
Mann.
15. Everybody's just picked up placement points for the leaderboard standing, which is key. Everybody on the board right now still in huge contention. Landjot goes down to the top. Chapix and Epic Whale have the ultimate high ground on every player that's left in the match. Nate Hill flying just barely outside of the storm. He will contend. He does go down right there. Rojo, multiple players still in Ballers. The Rocket, an attempt to break Rojo.
Ah, Mongrel hat schon nice gespielt. Das war knapp.
Top left of the screen though, Jack. Only one duo left. Epic Whale on the high ground all by himself. Cease and Elevate. The last duo alive in this game.
Oh Mann, fuck Mongrel, Digga.
Similar situation earlier on. Shots still coming out through. Aqua with one, but he goes down. We'll have to see where they end up as we look to crown our champions. 8 players remaining. 7 different squads. Again, the only duo still left. Cease and Elevate. They're currently at 4 total eliminations. Rojo on the bottom right of your screen. The left side, the full lobby left. Arkram still in this 4ZR as well. Keenstar with so little HP. Can't take a bit of storm damage. Cease goes down. Elevate with an elim. Epic Whale raining down shots. Rojo trying to panic build in these last moments. 6 players left in this game.
Still a full duo though. There we go. Elevate goes down. Cease eliminated as well. It's 4 solos remaining. These are the final moments of the duos competition for the Fortnite World Cup. We have 4 players remaining with Arkram sitting at the highest elim count. Oh, Hosucky's got the build up. Still in the safe zone. A quick 180 and he can't.
Oh, das war gerade belastend, Alter.
That elimination.
Arkram 1 versus 1. Arkram versus the player up top. There's just no way. There's just no way. Arkram though, 6 elims, but 4ZR in the end will take the final game with the victory royale. 10 placement points earned. What a performance in the final moments right there. As that was our final game. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for all our players today.
Aber Mongrel hat schon heftig performt.
Here are the last moments again. I mean, there's just no way, Dr. Lupo. 4ZR, health advantage in the zone. Arkram did what he could. Still a beautiful performance at 16 eliminations. Or 6 eliminations, sorry, and second place in that one. But either way, folks, we'll see exactly how it all plays on out here. There's the replay. My gosh, Dr. Lupo, my heart is racing right now. I can barely put a thought together, I'm not gonna lie.
A valiant effort from Arkram right at the end there to try and hold out the campfire down, but not enough materials and the shots from above from 4ZR. Like you said, material advantage, HP advantage, every advantage in the world. It was his game to win.
Ja, schauen wir mal die Liste an, dann wende ich dann streamen.
Here in this venue, for where we will soon find out who will be crowned the first ever Fortnite World Champion, who will have their lives changed forever as they win $3 million combined.
3 Millionen, Alter, haben die dann gewonnen.
Millions watching online. Send right now. Tweet out who you think took it home. Use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Get it trending. Who do you think won? I think we've got an idea, but I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything until the official leaderboards come out, or else I will be kicked off this stage and never allowed back.
Security will actually spear tackle him.
Yeah.
It's true. They told me before we got up here.
Look, an immovable object. As now we still await the final scores. Dr. Lupo looking back on today with solo competition still to happen tomorrow. What are your big takeaways from the games we saw?
I think we saw upsets, and for some teams that a lot of people had talked about were going to go above and beyond gameplay that they had seen before. That being said, there was a lot of confidence, and you love to see that, especially from every player on the stage right now. 100 of the best players in duos that we have ever seen. They have to realize that they beat every other challenger to get here, Jack.
There's an energy in this room right now. I'm just looking around. Everyone has their cameras ready for when the announcement comes. Again, we're tallying every little bit so we know exactly who won it. Ladies and gentlemen, do you guys want to hear who will be the first ever Fortnite World Champions? I think they do. The results are in. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the first ever Fortnite World Champions, Aqua and Nairo!
Nice! Sick.
Two victory royales make the difference right there. The win and $3 million, Dr. Lupo. Ladies and gentlemen, again, your new Fortnite World Champions!
Two victory royales, Jack. An incredible day of gameplay for them. The look on their faces, too.
I can't believe it.
Das ist doch ein Junge, oder? Ja, das ist ein Junge. Okay, ich habe mich verwechselt.
They're left in the dark as this loads on up. They have no idea.
Das wäre volles Mädchen.
They are our first ever Fortnite World Champions here for duos. We're going to get you guys the full standings breakdown to see how it all played on out. But again, they take it home. 2 wins make the difference. To be exact, I think exact, 1 point made the difference. One elimination across 6 games made the difference. That shows how close these games are.
It says a lot about the score, the skill, and everything, but there
Ja, man, gerade Sechster.
Nyrox, Aqua,
Ja.
$3 million in prizing, and across the top 10 there, an
ist in
incredible
Ordnung, ja.
display of skill. Rojo and Wolfies.
Fünfter wäre natürlich viel besser gewesen.
Zate, Arkram and Falconer, Mongrel and Mitro, Mega and Dubs, the Rocks and Items, Zexro and Vinny, and Vato and Skype, your top 10 duos for the World Cup.
And just to reiterate, $3 million for Aqua and Nyrox, $2,250,000 for Rojo and Wolfies. Cease and Elevate, $1.8 million. Saf and Zate, $1.5 million earned. And in 5th, Arkram and Falconer, $900,000. Congratulations to everyone that made it this far to the Fortnite World Cup Finals. Here are our top 20.
14.
Remember,
Benji.
folks, do not go anywhere. We still have our trophy presentation to celebrate our winners, Aqua and Nyrox, but a great performance from everyone in the top 20, from everyone who made it to here across weeks of grueling competition, months of grueling competition. It pays off in a big way.
And it's funny to look at a leaderboard like that with all the prizing on the screen.
Yep.
Jack, it almost looks like a typo. Based on everything that we've done in the past, all the competitions for Fortnite that we've had the opportunity
So Leute, ich beende mal den Stream.
You see 3 million.
Hat Bock gemacht. Haut rein, Leute.